Hello, friends! How is everybody doing? Wait, that needs to be that. Hello, 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 hello. We are going back into finishing up CES. I mean, CES is already finished. It ended actually all the way back on Friday. It's usually supposed to be 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But they canceled one day because it was a smaller show, which I covered in the previous episodes, which you can catch over on YouTube if you missed them. So the previous episodes were covering... I couldn't get there on Wednesday because, well, flights and whatnot. So I went there for only 2 days, but I did manage to cover the entire event, which I'm pretty proud of, actually. And this morning, I had to fly back home. And I took the red eye. I'm like, oh, I did a 24-hour stream recently. I came out here ready to go. This will be fine. It'll be no problem at all. So I boarded the plane at midnight and landed late and early, I guess it becomes at that point. Yeah, I got home and basically collapsed for a couple hours. but I'm here now. I'm here now, and we can finally cover the rest of this because I've been excited to. I've got about 100 more booths to cover here. So we can just jump right into it, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we? I think we should. Should we? I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to see things? Do you guys like things? I don't know. Some people like things. I don't know if people like things. It's fine. Okay, let's go. So for people who haven't caught the other ones even, I went to the Consumer Electronics Show, which was a smaller event than it was in previous years. I looked at all the cool new technology, all the new booths, and all the things that people were promoting. But it's important to remember that this is a tech conference. It's important to remember that this is a tech conference. That's not all of it is meant for end users. Not all of this is meant for things for you to buy. Many of the things that I'm skipping over are industry things. I don't think you need to see a dozen different places that are selling high-end magnetics. I don't think that it's going to be terribly exciting to show you guys rows and rows of semiconductor manufacturing plants. Because, well, let's be honest, people want to see cool robots. And believe me, I have cool robots for you today. I have very cool robots for you today. So if you guys like cool robots, don't worry, I have got you covered. We will absolutely cover you with cool robots. That much is absolute. Okay. Where are we starting here? And I see we're going in the same format as before, so it's going to look weird because, well, these things happen this way. Okay. Wait, where is... Oh, that's over there. That should be there. There. Good. Bonk. There we go. This right here is interesting. These are toys. I mean, obviously, these are kids' toys. I don't think that's a big shock here. You can tell right here that they're very clearly kids' toys that are designed to teach kids how to code. They're running off of the same technology that you have in an amiibo, that little, what's the name of it? That little, small token connection piece of software. Heck. It is a... NFC. Yes. For some reason, my brain was stuck on NFT. It's like, no. Amiibos don't use NFTs. They use NFCs, which is just a short-range proximity data transfer. And, oh yes, Goliath and Terra are both very, very happy that I'm here. All right, so the idea of this... is that it's a virtual board game. It's sort of like a Mario Party sort of setup, except digital in a way that is going to try to appeal more to kids. They're trying to get family game night. They're trying to make a family game night come back, as well as having it be versatile and multi-function to show off ways to encourage kids to be educated and entertained. That's the general idea. I like that all the tokens have Braille on them. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know how well you guys can actually see these images. I'm screaming at a good high quality. Music? There should be music playing. Can you guys not hear the music? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. So all the tokens have Braille, and many of them are multifunction. Like you can see here that the card tokens, you have the 4 of clubs, the 5 of... Where's my arrow? You have the 4 of clubs, the 5 of... diamonds and so forth. Really? An ad play? Okay. And this is... honestly great. This is a good way of incorporating family game night back into a modern era. Because... how many people sit down and play board games? I do, but I don't play board games with, like, my family and stuff. I play board games, or I played board games before, at a store or online. And this, I think, is a good way to get people to go back into a board game family-centric mentality. Something that's very important to some people, something that's not important to other people, but regardless of whether or not it's important to you, I think it's still respectable. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's still a respectable idea. The software, yeah, you can also see that there's a coin slot in here for the to be dunked in. Hello, Skunkinator. Yes, in fact, I am. Ah, excellent. What is next? What do we have next? So this is an interesting piece here, because this, at first glance, does not seem very impressive. And I'll be honest with you, it kind of isn't the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Hello, Scubby. This right here is just a new phone, and it's the only 5G phone on the market that actually has a keyboard. And you can see the closed phone right here. And when you open the phone, you can either flip it to the screen, or you can slide it out so that you have full access to the entire keyboard as well. Which, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Like, we've had these things since, what, the early 2000s? The general concept of a phone that is also also has a keyboard function. Like, it's basically a modern BlackBerry, right? I mean, BlackBerry still exists, but it's a modern take on that concept. But it's been so common nowadays for people to do business on their phone, for people to be writing emails and using their phone instead of a computer. Like, you can use a phone for your full office suite. You can use your phone for literally everything. You got 4 ads, buddies. You subscribed. Yeah, I have my ad filters. Okay, I'm just gonna segue I'm just gonna quick sideline into a quick comment about this, because I have ads set to a very low rate. I do have ads set because I do want to, you know, do a money at some point. But I have the ads set to 3 per hour. Like, you shouldn't get more than 3 ads in a 60-minute period. So if you're getting 4 in a row, then Twitch is lying to me, because that's more than I have it set to. That's really all I can say about that. I'm sorry. If you want an ad-free experience, be sure you subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/Jade the Kobold. Okay, look, I got a shill. Also, I have a whole bunch of emotes on Twitch, so you can subscribe here. So, like, I'm gonna shill about things some once in a while. I'm just bad at it. Also, this exists. Just saying. Okay, where were we? Yes. The idea of a phone that lets you do everything you can use on it. The phone that lets you actually access all of your Office applications in a convenient manner, because typing on a phone is not really that great. It never has been. It honestly never will be. The fact that you have a keyboard layout with no button presses, the fact that you have just the images, is not going to be as fast or efficient as having any sort of keyboard, even a silly little tiny keyboard like this. So I think this is a fantastic little product, and I hope it does well. I mean, it's a fully modernized phone, Bluetooth 5, full Wi-Fi. It actually has a Raspberry Pi chipset in it, which is solid. But yeah, aw, thank you for the shinies. I appreciate. So I think this is going to be a very solid device, and I look forward to it coming out. And I hope that people will recognize it. The problem with a new phone coming out is that if it's not made by one of the major manufacturers, it might not be supported. And the worst thing that can happen to a new phone is not to be supported by network carriers, right? If so, I hope that this is supported and works well, because it runs the risk of it coming out and then a bunch of high-end phone network companies saying, no, they're not in our contract, so we're not going to let you use the phone. Because they can do that. They shouldn't be able to. They should, actually, I think it should be illegal for them to do that. That should be a Freedom of Product Act, some sort of thing. But the hardware here is was what we're talking about, and I think that's fantastic. Okay, you guys wanted robots. You guys wanted robots, and I'm here to deliver. You're fairly certain they can't do that in Germany? You know, I think you're right. I think that Germany is one of the locations where you are not allowed to restrict that. I'm not certain, though. But I hope you like guys like robots, because it is in fact robot time. There we go. Okay, this is a robot. Honestly, it's a fantastic picture, right? This picture looks great. It's just a robot. It's a cool, fully autonomic robot that can handle facial expressions. And when I walked by this, I had to fight, and I had to put my camera on a stick in the air to take this picture. You have no idea how many people were surrounding this. It's actually not as impressive as some of the ones we've looked at before. Like, this is a cool looking robot, but we've seen more advanced technological robots earlier in these streams. But visually, this one looks the most impressive. This one looks the most robotic, and it does have the ability to actually walk around and, yeah, talk. It actually has some limited facial expression as well. It's beautiful. If you think that I'm not using this for a thumbnail, then you've got another thing coming. But as far as the actual technical side of things, I didn't hear what made it very... I didn't really hear what made it overwhelmingly impressive, you know? One second here. You know what, I'm going to do a quick check here. Nope. I was going to see if I could do a quick search for some additional information here. But it does not look like I can. Oh well, that's fine. I don't have a ton of information on this one beyond what you guys can see. Because the guy talking was being drowned out, and the swarm of people around him were there to take pictures of the robot, not to actually listen to what the robot was there for. And frankly, I was too. I'm as guilty as anybody else on this one. That's exactly what I was doing. I was going there to look at the cool and shiny robot. I don't know what it's doing that makes it so cool, but it's very, very heavily influenced by the iRobot style and design. It's pretty clear. I never saw the TV show or the movie or any of that, but the books. Like, going by the books, it looks very much like that shell. Okay, what is next? What do we have next? Oh, this was terrifying. This is scarier than the robot to me. This is a semi-autonomous beehive. This is scary to me because I have a thing with bees. They hate me and I'm scared of them. That's my thing with bees, is that they hate me and I'm scared of them, and we have an understanding. I run away from them. That's it. That's the understanding I have with bees, is that I run away from them. So, yeah, the Daesung Smart Hive. Effectively what it does is it extracts honey in an automated process, which, in theory, is going to actually be easier on the bees. You don't have a giant biped running at them, throwing smoke bombs. Instead, the hive itself manages the honey extraction process. Which seems like a brilliant idea. Seems phenomenal. Because that is safer. Oh yeah, it also has a hornet guard. That was another neat thing, is it actually has a hornet guard and trap to keep the bees safe from hornets. Because a couple of hornets can destroy an entire hive. Just a couple of hornets can obliterate an entire beehive. But yeah, the idea in general is to take the invasiveness of a human being out of the honey extraction process. Don't bees hug the hornets until they overheat and die? They can. So what bees can do is the bees can swarm over a hornet and just flap them, just agitate all of their muscles and until they overheat. And then they will choke out the hornets. They'll choke the hornets out. Thing is, this costs dozens of bees to do this process. Only a couple of types of hives know how to do it. And usually you've already lost like 100 bees before that happens. So you're not wrong. That is a thing that the bees can do as a last defense line. But if that's going on, then things in the hive have already gone catastrophically bad, is basically what it means. So you're not wrong. It's just that's not a solution. That's not a way that bees fix a hornet problem. It's just a way that bees can do a last-ditch effort. Because hornets can, the hornets eat bees a lot. I like the idea of this. I genuinely do like the idea of taking the human out of this process. Because humans are scary, right? A human coming in and tearing apart a beehive is going to be, I don't know if I want to say traumatic to bees, but it might affect the way that they produce honey. And yes, we have hundreds of years of hundreds of thousands of bees and beekeepers that have refined the process. But this automation should help, and it also lets you place the hives in more remote areas. You could take a hive like this and put it in a place that you normally could not easily maintain if you need to be running out and catching the honey yourself. Instead, all you have to do is come out and collect the honey and leave once in a while, as opposed to having to constantly monitor the hive. I like the idea. I like this idea. And the less I need to see bees, the better. Ah. Okay. This one might be sensitive to some viewers who are, dumb and have never seen things, but I don't care. Am I replaced by a replicant? Maybe. You don't know. The first person to investigate a beehive was probably a bear who who had a very good sense of smell. And, well, yeah, they were right to do it. So this right here is a new type of menstrual cup. Don't worry, be gentle. These have been around for a couple of years now, but their version is softer and safer. It's a way that's much safer for the body to maintain itself. I'm not going to dwell on this because I know this might make a couple people uncomfortable, but this is a neat upgrade to a concept that should be available. Let's see. Oh, here we are. One moment. There we are. So, this is a company that takes 2D art and turns it into not semi-3D, but the semi-animated artwork. You can take the artwork, you can extract the layers, and then have the layers move and adjust themselves, and think of game cutscenes. I've seen this technology used a lot in video game cutscenes. Apparently, and I didn't know this, apparently in many areas like South Korea, the normal way of reading comics has become this, I'm going to say cutscene, but I really don't know of a better word for it, has become this style. So instead of just having a comic where you have static pages, you'll have a comic where you click the next page and then part of the image will appear, and then then one of the characters says something. You click and then another part of the image will appear. The panels will create a more cinematic effect for the viewer. Will create a more cinematic effect for the viewer, while maintaining the art style of a comic book. Now, this is not the fancy thing. This is not what the new idea is. This is not even what the product they're selling is. But I need to say that first because I didn't realize that that was a common way of viewing comics. I didn't realize that that was just how people looked at comics in many parts of the world. What these people do is they take that and make a more automated process for uploading it, for scanning it, and for extracting certain images and creating visual effects. So the comic book author can take a 2D drawn comic and put it out into the world in a much easier manner. Posture check and sippy. I shall certainly do so. We haven't even had an NFT yet and we are already having sips. Ah, that's tasty. This water has been on my desk since before I left for Vegas. Ah, it's fine. Okay, so. What this company does is they take something and extract out the layers. They basically help to make the entire layer layout better, if that makes sense. Layer layout. Okay, I got it. Layer layout. Yeah, got it. Okay. They've helped with the layer layout. That's one of those surprise tongue twisters, that you don't exactly think it was going to be one. And allow the user to add effects, and what would normally be a completely manual process using probably like Adobe Flash, but when it was still around, or I don't even know what they would be using right now. This creates a new way of handling that. Now, when I talked to the creators here, they focused on the idea that this was the common way of reading comics overseas. And I said, neat. I don't see the American market really going for this. I don't really see the American market reading comics this way, just because it's been around, but we haven't really grasped onto it. But what I do see is taking this technology and selling it to the indie gaming market. I think that this would be a fantastic way to encourage small indie developers to improve their cutscene workflow, to improve the design and creation of cutscenes. Oh, and thank you, Buckhead, for the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I like this idea. I think this is a good idea, but I think that they need to refine their target market. Because if their target market is still the idea of selling this to comic book manufacturers to replace the modern comic books format, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to find success. But I do think that there is a target market for this technology. I genuinely do think that there is a target market that is going to be thirsty for this concept and this technology. It just might not be the target market that they're currently marketing towards, and that can be dangerous, right? As a designer, as somebody who has, sold a product in the past, this right here seems like it's going to be a great idea that once you find the correct target market, once you're selling it to the right person. Okay, what have we here? Wait. Zoom. Okay. This right here is effectively a heads-up display. Instead of showing your map on just with a satellite overlay, or showing a map with a what's the word I'm looking for? I guess how maps usually work. It's an artistic map or it's a satellite overlay. This takes your actual location and turns it into an AR, an augmented reality. Let me zoom right in here. So you can't see it terribly well, and I did not take a better picture, and I am sorry about that. But what it is it takes the image from your phone camera and overlays your map and where you want to go onto it. So you have your screen of what's directly in front of you, and then the path that you're supposed to take is laid out on that screen of where you actually are. I think this is actually a really good idea, because sometimes when you're going around with a sat nav and it tells you to turn at a certain angle, you might be confused about which angle there is, especially if you're in one of the, one of these large suburban areas where there's, or deep city even areas even, where there's 3 turns that can be considered a right turn, and you're not sure what a slight right means. Does a slight right mean this or that one, or which one am I going to? This is unambiguous. This is unambiguous, and yes, absolutely, Buck. It does not become outdated if the map data is outdated, because it's constantly refreshed based on GPS data and the real world, and exactly what's in front of you. I like it. Also, one other thing I like about it is that they're very clear about why they're at CES, which a lot of companies are not. They came right out and said, we're looking for investment partners and joint R&D partners for production. They're being very explicit about what their goals are and what they're trying to do. And I believe one of their goals, so this is the idea of what they're doing. I think one of their goals is to do away with this and actually have it be a HUD. Have it be a video game style HUD that just pops up over on top of your windshield. Yeah, it just pops up and directly shows you on the windshield itself where you're going. And they're also going to be harvesting data. And that's not a bad thing. I know a lot of people are trained to think that anybody who harvests data is probably bad, but this harvests real-time data in a different way than most other places, which I think is good. I think that this company is going to do well if they get their investment partners. If they get a couple of things set up, this would be. I would rather use this than a regular satnav. You know, this style of satnav would be very effective, and would self-regulate very well, because once 1 or 2 people do it, well, once enough people do it, I should say, it updates itself easily. Because every car becomes the Google car. Every car becomes the metric gathering method that you can use to refine and improve your maps. So I like it. In summary, I think it's cool. Look, I just think it's neat. I just think it looks really cool, and I like it. Look, I like it. Okay. Oh gosh, what do we have? What are we going on here? What is this? Battle racing? Okay, experience of power-ups in racing video games brought to reality. This is Mario Kart IRL. This, my friends, is Mario Kart IRL. It takes a go-kart, a actual physical real-life go-kart that is intended to be used on a go-kart track, and loads the go-karts up with tech. Because right now, go-karts are basically what? They're basically using golf cart motors to go around a track. Sure, whatever, that's fine. This adds tech to it and adds power-ups, which allows you to cut out somebody else's engine for a few moments, which allows you to mess up somebody else's steering for a few moments. And they're going slow enough that it doesn't matter if you go into a bumper, because they usually stacks of tires or whatever. It gives you various sound effects for when these things happen, so that you have a understanding about what's happening to you. Bumper cars with red shells. Close, except instead of bumper cars, it's go-karts. So yeah, it's go-karts with red shells. I love it. I think it's a great idea. If I were going out to a go-kart track, which I have not for a very long time. I haven't been to a go-kart track in, oh my gosh. Wow. Not this century. I'll tell you that much. But I know they still exist. I see them. I actually drive, relatively close to one somewhat often. So I know that they're still out there, and I know that they must be still doing business if they still exist like that. And this is a good way of making the go-kart, A, appeal to the audience, and B, to revitalize its existence, because it's old enough that it's going to need it, right? It's just going to need that at a certain point. Otherwise, people are going to lose interest in the entire concept of it. I would absolutely do this. I think this looks really cool. I would sign up for this. I would not ride to a go-kart. I would not go to a go-kart track and be like, hey, yes, I can't wait to ride the go-karts. No, because, I mean, I ride around on a motorcycle. I don't need to ride on a go-kart. I'm not going to take my motorcycle to a go-kart track. But if there's a party, if there is a party going around, and this is being set up, I'm in. You know, I will say, okay, if there's, I will. Yeah, it's a go kart. I'll pass. But if this is how it's laid out, I'm in. So even just myself as the target market can gladly say and can proudly say, I would go for this. I would take this opportunity. I would take this concept and enjoy it. Pachow. Oh, just for the record for everybody, the Ko-fi donations, I actually get 100% of the money donated. These Twitch subscriptions are fantastic and give you a lot of access to other stuff, and half of it goes to Befri Jesus. Pow! I do need to... Wait, where's my... Wait, hold on, where's Goliath? Why is Goliath not here? Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Papa! There. Goliath has now joined us. All is right with the world. Pa. This is a... Yes, you're exactly correct, Sapphire. This is a soft mouse. This is a soft mouse. And I want one. Okay, so I had my hand on this while the guy was talking to me. The guy was doing his pitch and about why he makes it and how it's for, how it works. And I was just subconsciously squishing and rubbing the mouse the entire time. And I didn't realize I was doing it until he actually commented on the intended purpose of this mouse. This is not just a mouse with a fancy sleeve, this is a fidget toy. This is a fidget toy specifically for classrooms where kids are not allowed to have fidget toys. He had students who use fidget toys in a healthy way. You know, they had either a spinner or a cube or some silly putty, something that they can just use in their hands for stimulation to actually help them pay attention to other things. And he was at a class location where kids were not allowed to have that. And was very angry about this because he knew that that's what the kids were using to help themselves enjoy the system, to help themselves learn, to help themselves focus. And I personally, as someone who has had ADD literally my entire life, I get it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And when he brought that up, I realized that I had his mouse in my hand the entire time, just fidgeting with the various spines on it. So I can already say right out of the gate that, yeah, I think this is a good product and it'll work. And I just realized now that he covered up his own name on every single one of the business cards on the table, so I actually can't tell the name of it. Beans. Oh well, it's called the Hedgehog. It's called the Hedgehog Mouse. And I gotta say, I'm a believer in this product. I think this product is going to do extremely well. Alright, so what if... Now hear me out here. What if you had an RC car, but an actual tank? The guy who made this was annoyed at how fragile and useless, frankly, RC cars had become. Because RC cars had, by and large, been little throwaway things, right? And there are RC enthusiasts. There are absolutely RC enthusiasts, though many of the top-end crowd had moved towards drones. They have become drone enthusiasts. And this guy says, I would rather be driving an RC car. And made one himself that was an absolute tank. This Extreme RC is basically bulletproof. And yeah, it has a top speed of over 50 kilometers an hour. This thing can speed in a school zone. Got more ads? Ah, beans. I will have to worry about that soon. Let me bring that down. Can I change? Okay, I can't actually change that right now. I'll fix that before the next stream. Because I have a button to send ads. What's the range on the control? This is actually something that I asked. I actually asked him this as well. And he said, at the moment, the range of the control is... Oh, what was it? Right now, their controller was basically a regular RC controller because they're still in production. They're still creating it. So they had not made a controller yet. Can it shoot, though? So, you know, let me answer the first question first, but that's actually a very good question. The range of the control is still in production. Sorry. The range on the controller is still in production, so he didn't have a hard answer. But he had the intention of using some drone controller technology so that it can be controlled at extreme ranges, which would be great for something that can move this quickly. As far as can it shoot, out of the box, no. But he's making this device with the ability to carry weight. He said that he could stand on this unit and it would still move. Not as fast, obviously, but he could. And this guy was 100 kilo, easy. And so he was saying that he could stand on the product and it would still go. So in terms of can it shoot, yeah, absolutely. You could load up a payload on it. You could load up things on top of it. Whether that's going to be armaments or whatnot, or just supplies. Honestly, you could genuinely take this on a excursion and have it and load it up with supplies. Perfect amount. Thumbtack nerf dart. I mean, heck, you could literally load up an actual gun on this thing. The way it's built, because this thing is built like a behemoth. It even has a reinforced bottom plate so it doesn't bottom out. And it has very good ventilation, because ventilation is a big deal, right? He was annoyed at how often the treads on other tank treads were slipping. So I want you to look at how deep these treads are. Look at how deep... Wait, where's my arrow? There it is. I was bad there. These treads are about almost 50% of the wheelbase. These treads are a good, like, 4 centimeters deep or something. They're huge. They're enormous. So that he made that so that it could hit these speeds, again, 50 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in footballs per hamburger, but he wanted to be able to hit these speeds and go over rough terrain without the treads slipping off constantly. I like it. If you like remote control stuff, if you like RC stuff in general, this might be a thing to keep your eye on. This might be something that could be important to you. 7 bathtubs per second. Yeah, that sounds about right. It checks out. Okay. Okay, friends. You know I had to do it to you. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. More Metaverse. More Metaverse. Drink. That's the game. That's the game for tonight. Anytime something brings up NFTs or the Metaverse, we drink. I'm drinking water. It's a good way to stay hydrated. So I want you guys to guess what this guy's product is. Put it up in chat. Put in chat what you think this guy is selling. What is this guy trying to create? What is the product that this fine gentleman here wants to make? Like, seriously, no. Toss down your thoughts. Toss down what you think this guy is selling. The company name is Roof Stacks, which I assumed that he was a construction worker before he decided to dip into technology. But digital pets? No, that's a good idea, but no. I mean, the honest answer is it's a trick question. It's just VR chat. It's just VR chat. That's it. He's trying toolkits to create your own virtual environments. Nope, he's creating. I believe he was just creating the environments. But he's allowing end users. He's allowing the fans to create their own environments. Probably in Unity, exactly like VR chat already does. So color me unimpressed with this. So our first Metaverse entry. Disappointment. My disappointment is palatable. Palatable. Okay, it's fine. We can do better. We can do better. We can get better stuff here. Metaverse in general is just bad. I'm actually going to disagree with that. The concept of the metaverse is fine. The execution of it and the lack of any centralization and the lack of understanding of what the products actually are is the problem. The metaverse as a concept of people using VR spaces in place of 2D spaces, I actually think is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the core concept of it. It's just that the metaverse as a descripting point is bad. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I'm ready. In the far virtual multiverse. They said multiverse, not metaverse? Oh, man. Is that a mistake? Did they make a mistake? They could have typed in metaverse and gotten a free venture capitalist too. So what this does is it gamifies health. If you take your blood pressure, if you take your glucose, if you take your vital stats, they're just numbers. I mean, you might know what, your heart rate is in numerics, but that doesn't really tell you anything in a meaningful way, right? That doesn't really give you the information about how your heart is doing, or about how your heart rate is being reflected in your blood glucose, or in the body blood pressure, or in the temp. This tries to make your vitals more, I'm going to say useful. I genuinely am just going to say try to make your vital information more useful and readable on a human scale. Something that you can look at yourself and make sense of. And frankly, I like it. So here's the little kits here. It can actually test blood glucose with non-invasively. That's actually a big deal. Like, I don't know if anybody has, I mean, I assume someone else has probably done that, but it can check your blood glucose non-invasively just by using the sensors. You put your thumbs on those sensors, you wait a dozen seconds, and it pulls up your information. And then it lays out your information and tries to create a more holistic concept of what all those numbers mean on your phone. And it has a beautiful aesthetic, it has a beautiful general style, and if you are the kind of person who either wants to or needs to document this information, if having this information available to you is something that's important to you, this is a great idea of handling it. This is a way to make it more, A, entertaining, B, readable, and C, gamified. And when I say gamified, you see this beautiful background here? You see this beautiful, lush forest here? This will change based on your body. This will change based on your actual physiology, on your phone, on the app. So when if you have a high temperature, then the area might look more arid, it might look more dry, it might be reminding you to get more water. If you have a fast heart rate, the area might look less calming. They adapt it in, like I said, on a human scale way. They adapt it in a way that a person can comprehend, in a way that is natural as opposed to just putting numbers in a book. The background changes and morphs based on your health. So if the area is created from your vitals, it will turn to a toxic waste dump. Drink some water. Yeah, honestly though, that would be the general idea. Is that yeah, it helps you to improve your body by reflecting your body in a more natural way. And they will have both the hardware and the software side, and they have a beautiful art style. I think this could go far. I think that could do a lot for people who are into physical wellness and fitness. Because let's be honest, I'm not going to look at a chart of numbers and it's not going to end in a meaningful way, You feel like it's just kind of a gimmick. That's fair, but that's not a bad thing. If the gimmick is understand your body health in a natural way, yeah, that's a gimmick. It's not a bad gimmick though. Do you see what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying, and I don't even necessarily disagree with you. I would disagree with the premise that that statement means that it's a bad thing. You see where I'm coming from? All right, who wants to chug Ozone? Time to chug ozone here. Activated oxygen O3 water. H3O. Just literally drinking ozonated water. Honestly, it's fine, I guess? Ozone, I feel like, I mean, it's literally the opposite of an antioxidant. It's literally the opposite of an antioxidant. It is, in fact, an oxidant. But it's the ozonation process that this does will give you, will take care of the germs. Like it says, it takes care of all the germs and the stuff in the water because ozonation is a form of purification. Hello, Luna. It's good to have you here. Because ozonation is a process of sterilization. So what they're actually selling are these little water bottles themselves. These things. And these are portable ozonators. It's an ozonator that you can take with you and filter and cleanse any water anywhere in the world. Now, they're selling this for an active lifestyle. Little Timmy was a chemist. Honestly, that's one of my favorite jokes. For people who haven't heard that, Little Timmy was a chemist. Little Timmy is no more. Because what he thought was H2O was H2SO4. And that's how I remember the chemical composition of sulfuric acid. It's H2SO4 because I know it because of that little limerick. Anyways. I think that this is a fine idea. They're literally selling water in a way that's going to be in a way that's going to be clean and clean. Yeah, this is great for people who don't have access to clean drinking water. My problem is how they're selling it, how they're billing it. They are selling this in a very... I'm just going to say it. They're selling this in a very posh way. They're selling this in a very posh way. Look at this. Look at this. How are they selling this? Avoid annoying acne. Relieve eczema, hand dermatitis. Okay, sure. Eliminate bad breath. All right. I'll tell you right now. I will tell you right now. I see this product doing well, but not with a target market. I do not think that the average person who outdoors or the average person who wants a nice water bottle in the developed world is going to buy this. I think this is a fantastic product if you are in a location that does not have access to clean water. If you don't have access to clean drinking water, which is a large part of the world, and a part of the world that is growing every year, this product can get you clean water. I don't think you can underestimate that. Like, I think that the idea of using this as a mobile water purification system is the real value. Something that can kill the protozoans and things. And yes, Sapphire, survivalist as well. That was my initial thought was taking this on survival. As you know, as somebody who loves hiking and long distance hiking, if I could more safely drink water without having to run out of charcoal filters, because that's what I use. I'd love that. That'd be fantastic. And if I have to take batteries with me anyways, I can use them to charge this, and that charge will grant me a better use. So I think that they have a cool product that, like the other one I mentioned earlier, has a might have the wrong target demographic. But Jade, you can make money selling into rich valuables. That's true. There's no money in helping people in areas where they can't afford clean water. That's not entirely true. That's not entirely true for a couple of reasons. One, people who are going on vacation and for people who are going on long distance travel, well, they're going to be bringing this with them. And two, people, if you don't have access to clean water, then clean water is worth any price point. And I don't want to sound too cynical, but there's definitely a scary capitalist thought there, right? What prices would somebody buy? What price would somebody pay for the ability to drink clean water? I don't want to go there right now. Hello, Wolf. How do you do? Okay, so what if gaming glasses? These are kind of cute, right? These are kind of cute. Cough, cough, Nestle. Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but you ain't wrong. So these are smart gaming glasses. These are glasses that have virtual 5.1 surround, which is... Virtual 5.1 surround is not true 5.1. I actually have some virtual 5.1 headsets that work. They work pretty well. These are open to the world though, so they're not going to be as strong. But yeah, these are tiny. These are small. These are something that you can take with you on a plane or on a bike ride or just wear in general. You could actually just get proper lenses for these and just wear them, or you can get them in the blue block style for gaming glasses. I don't use gaming glasses right now. I used to. I still have a pair somewhere, but yeah, the idea here is that it doesn't cover your ear, but it still gives you good audio quality. What exactly are they for? I mean, gaming. You could take them on a bike ride, or you could take them when you if you know you're going to have to wait somewhere and sit down and watch your videos or play games on your phone for a while, or you could use these to sit at your desk, because the blue light filter glasses do help eye strain. I really should have gotten mine for my 24-hour stream because my eyes were sore afterwards, and I have done long time gaming stuff with these and without them, and not these specifically, but with blue block glasses, and they do help. They genuinely do help. So I think this is a good idea of taking the blue block glasses and also giving the some nice options here. Hello, Ripley. And let's be honest, you gotta love the NES style styling, right? Those look cool. Do you look at blue eye strain looking at blue kobolds? If I do another long-term stream, honestly, you might. No, I'm easy on the eyes. Sorry. Okay. Who wants semiconductors? Semiconductors it is. So these are airflow sensors. I wanted to take Sippy. I should take Sippy. Is there another redeem? There was a redeem. Yes, I need to look over there and look at that. Actually, I just need to set up Goliath to shout out redeems. I can... So. This is an airflow sensor. Top in class, smallest size possible. It can measure minute differences in airflow. And this is the kind of thing where it's like, okay, what do you do with it? Well, the question is, what do you do with it? What do you do with it is anything you hecking want to do with it. They showed the example of a computer case where you could manage both the temperature sensors and the airflow sensors to readjust the fan speeds as needed. But it also works in an air conditioning unit. It also would work in a car radiator. The idea is that it's so small that you can put it into something where an airflow sensor might be otherwise prohibitively bulky. Because again, every single one of these tiny little things here is a full airflow sensor. It's just miniaturized in a way that usually you can't get for that kind of product. There's a lot of stuff like this at CES. I did not take a lot of photographs of them because, in general, I figured they wouldn't show well to my target audience, to you guys. But the idea behind them is very solid, and there's a high potential for various options for them. And I could see these working. These are the kind of thing that's going to work its way into many different products invisibly, right? You'll never notice that this company. You'll never hear about this company in the world, but you will have a what? You will have anything. You will have a small product. Maybe even a phone. Maybe your phone is going to be able to measure the current wind in your area because of this, because someone made an airflow sensor that was this small. And this is a lot of CES, and this is a lot of what I like about CES. It's not just, hey, here's a robot. It's, hey, here is what you... So what is CES? Consumer Electronics Show. It is a innovation convention, basically. with a whole bunch of technology and a whole bunch of new ideas and new innovations that can change the way that the world and that business is done. Some are better than others. Some of them are fantastic. I've seen some things that in this past series of 3 videos that I'm doing, that absolutely will be going into everyday use. That I think people in general are just going to buy. And I've seen things that are just travesties upon nature. I think I've seen things like, okay. Hold on, I got a dramatic reading this. There's a whole bunch of cracks in the back. Good. Every NFT auction stands to benefit from crowdsourced reputation layer provided by the NFT protocol. Everyone's voice should be heard by those with a track record in picking items. Oh god, what is this? What is this? I'll tell you what CES is if you tell me what this is. What are we doing? NFTE? TTE? How do you pronounce this? How are you supposed to try? What do you? Okay. NFT token. NFTE. I'm saying NFTE because it sounds dumb and it deserves to sound dumb. NFTE token aims to become the social currency of the NFT industry. NFTE adds value to auctions by promoting inequality and eliminating fraud. Have you figured it out yet? Have you figured out what this is yet? It's a new cryptocurrency to sell NFTs. This is an Ouroboros eating its own tail. This is an Ouroboros eating its own tail. It's a new cryptocurrency. They're not selling NFTs. They are not selling NFTs here. They are not creating new NFTs. They are creating a new Bitcoin, a new Ethereum, a new cryptocurrency, a new Dogecoin. And claiming that they're going to optimize it for selling NFTs. Drink! That's, what's it? I don't know, friends. You're gonna eliminate fraud, aka NFTs. It's true, though. It's true, and you should say it. Oh, okay. Let's get this hogwash off my screen. Let's keep on going. Let's move on. What else do we got? Okay, it's got to get better from here, right? It's got to get better. Okay, ice cap. The hardest liquid asset is now liquid. Okay. Let's see what this is. This could be interesting. Investment This is why we can't have nice things. This is it. This is why. This is why we can't have nice things. So, the idea here is that they are selling NFTs of diamonds. Now, I'm going to be actually honest with you guys. I'm going to be real talk honest with you guys. This is not a terrible idea in the way that most NFTs are. So when you buy gold, you don't actually get gold, right? When you buy gold, you don't actually get gold. The gold is in some warehouse in Fort Knox, and you are buying the ownership of that gold. That's just how buying that, so what am I looking for? Buying that sort of product works. When you're buying that sort of, it's like buying stock, you know? You don't actually get a piece of the building. You get the understanding that you own it. Yeah, when you're buying precious metals, what is it? What is it called? There's a specific name for it. Anyways, if you're buying gold, you'd buy gold that is stored somewhere else. That's fine. Fundaments. That actually sounds right. Thank you. And you can't do that with diamonds. You can't, right? Because gold, you're buying a quantity of gold. You're saying, I own X amount of gold. But diamonds are unique. Now, say what you will about the diamond industry. I will, but you can't buy... there's another word that is going to bug me until I think of it. You can't buy an amount of diamond because that is simply not an option on the market. You simply can't buy that much of it. I think it is just stocks, isn't it? It's just buying gold and silver stocks? I guess? Exchanges. Buying gold exchange? No, that's not right. I'm just going to call it stocks. So when you're buying gold stocks, you're buying this amount of gold that is somewhere. But you can't do that with diamonds because diamonds are individual things. So you get a link that tells you that you own the diamonds. You get a certificate that says that you own the diamonds. And an NFT this is actually a fine way to use an NFT. This is actually one of the only actual legitimate uses from an NFT that I can even conceive of. You're not buying some trashy monkey art. You are not buying some hyperlink. In this case, you actually are buying a certificate. This is a digital certificate. It's exactly what it is. You are actually buying a digital certificate that says that you own a diamond. I hate NFTs. Anybody who knows me and has followed this channel for any amount of time knows this. So for me to say that this actually might be the only valid use for an NFT as a certificate ownership of a physical product that is itself unique, unlike gold or other bullion currency, it brings me pain to say this. It hurts to say this, but this might actually be a valid use for NFTs. And I hate that that's true. I hate that that could even be possible. I'm angry about it. I'm angry that that's an option. I'm angry that that might be a valid. As far as just buy a certificate, the answer there is really simple. Certificates are physical, NFTs are digital. That there is value in having it as a digital thing that can be backed up. That's just a genuine answer, you know. Okay. But what if your cat had an iPhone? You ever really asked? Have you ever asked that question about what your cat would do with an iPhone? Because I think it's time that we acted. I think it's time that we figured that out. I've been sipping. Wait. You guys know I've been sipping, yes? I mean, you can hear it. Yeah, every time you hear this, that's me. That's my straw going back into my bucket. I drink out of a bucket. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, but yeah, that's me having a sip. I drink a lot of fluids. I'm usually more careful about the straw, but I've been intentionally letting the straw bounce when it's redeemed so that you guys know that I'm doing it. But what if your cat had an iPhone, though? Because have you ever asked yourself? Have you really ever asked yourself about cat iPhones? And if you haven't, then I gotta ask you why you haven't. Because clearly the future is now, and the future is cat phones. Look, I don't know. I'm not sure what to tell you. This is a biometric reader for your cat that you can also use to communicate with yourself. It has a GPS so you know where they are. It tells you how many calories they're burning and how long their walks are and where they go. It tells you how their health rates. It's a health monitor app for your cat. Yes, you can monitor how much your cat sleeps at home and how many hours a day they lick themselves, because you might need that information. That could be very valuable information. That could be very useful. That could be useful. You don't need a monitor. You really don't. I don't know. I don't get it. I respect it. It is a cool idea. It is a new innovation. I don't see the use case for it, but there it is. Okay, here is what I'm going to call a excellent concept that I don't think is going to work. This right here are 3D printed glasses. Time to watch that activity meter flatline until it rockets to 900 at 3 a.m. It's true, though. Oh, by the way, on that note, I don't know if I mentioned it, but right before I left for CES, Goliath caught a mouse. And I'm really proud of him. because he is very, very old for people who don't know. Goliath is ancient. Goliath is 19 years old on a breed that usually only lives to 13. Goliath is ancient and venerable, and he still caught a mouse in his old age. And that's cool as heck. Okay, so, anyways. These are glasses. Now you might be saying, but Jade, they're just glasses. What is it? These are custom glasses, to which you would please say, okay, but they're just custom glasses. These are 3D printed titanium. Yep, they 3D printed titanium glasses. Are the 3D printers capable of creating customized eyeglasses? No, but they're not making the lenses. They're making the frames. But they can make the frames specific to your eye shape, which is honestly very important. And because they will take a 3D scan of your face, or multiple pictures of your face, so they can generate a 3D scan of your face, they will print you titanium glasses that are going to have the perfect size, the perfect IPD, inter pupil distance, and the perfect length for the arms on the back. I forget what they're called. And the perfect support for the bridge of the nose. That's cool. I love it. That's great. Like, those are all very individually unique and specific configurations. These are all things that are unique to every single human being, and having glasses that are tailored to use exactly is going to make them a lot easier to use. Unfortunately, in North America, the eyeglass industry is dominated by a monopoly. I'm not going to go into a full tirade about Luxottica and its effect on modern capitalism, but you might want to do some Google searches on it, as I'm just going to leave it at that. So I love this idea. I hope it works. I hope that these are amazing and that they do well, because the concept is great. It's taking something that's very unique to every individual who needs glasses and giving it to every individual who needs, in custom, completely custom. I just am unconvinced that it's going to be allowed into the market. Something capitalism, I'll leave it at that. But it's cool as heck, right? Like, that's the kind of innovation, that's the kind of new and innovative ideas that we don't really see. And you guys are all talking about Goliath, which is fantastic because he's fantastic. Level 20 elf-blooded cat druid. No, level 20 cat-blooded elf. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Dang it. Never mind. Does the Goliath have an iPhone? You know, when I'm not streaming, I leave this iPhone on my desk because I have an Android that I use for my day-to-day. I literally bought this phone just for the mocap. So, you know what? I have no idea what Goliath does with it when I'm not streaming. So maybe he does. You know what? I'm gonna go with that. Maybe in fact Goliath does use this iPhone on his own. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Why? Mint your intelligence, mint your identity. All data becomes AI NFTs. Discover the unknown values. Teachable AI helps you train models with no code. What? Why? What? Why? Why does your medical data need to be an NFT? What benefit is it to the end user? Why would you want this? And also, real talk, what's the reference to NLP? What is... Oh, you know what? Hold on. I gotta look up what NLP is in this context. Because they're not talking about neuro-linguistic programming, right? Because they're not talking about Oh, neural language processing. Okay. Sure, why not? No, just no. There's no reason for this. This doesn't help anybody. Turning your data into a NFT does not actually make the world a better place, and it does not make your data more accessible. NFTs are needed because they can sell you medical data to pay your bills. Yeah. You know what? Sure. No. Time to NFT mint my left pinky toenail. Honestly, you might get a couple $1,000 for that if you go into the NFT market because chaos reigns. Okay. But, oh gosh. Okay, so you know how all NFTs have to look terrible, right? All NFTs have to look bad. So they actually have a whole bunch of stuff here. And they're turning people into baby sharks. This is the same booth. Their representation, their digital representation of all this data. The way that they decided the best way to represent you to the world is to turn you into a baby shark NFT. Okay, look, I don't... And when I asked the person what they did this unique and exciting, they were like, "Have you heard about Baby Shark?" And I decided to play dumb. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "No, what's that? And how does that affect your target market?" Like, I went full business kobold and as if I had never heard of it and tried to get them to explain to me why the NFT process of these baby sharks is the optimal solution path for their industry. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know, friends. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We can move on. We can move on. Let's move on into another robot. This one's cool. This one's awesome. So this robot was here. And this robot was stacking cups. Like, literally just, taking cups, stacking them, picking up dice and rolling them. And honestly, cool. That's good articulation, right? That's good control. That's good precision. It was styrofoam cups and they weren't crushing them. So there was, good pressure sensitivity. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. I want to go up there. They must be selling some sort of the actuators in the arms and that. And friends, you're not ready for this. Let me tell you what happened when I walked up to this robot. The robot looked at me and waved. And I just stood there deadpan for a second. Because, like, okay, I wasn't expecting... I didn't get that read. I didn't realize that was about to happen. I did not get that download. I did not get that download. And then, because I didn't react, the robot shrugged and went back to stacking cups. That was not an AI. That was a person behind this. That was a person in the background with a VR headset on, controlling the robot. That was a person in a VR headset and I believe index controllers controlling the robot remotely with enough precision to not crush styrofoam cups. That's impressive. That's bloody impressive. They were even doing that thing where you take the cup, you put it on the other cup, and then you squeeze it so that you can pick up the other cup as well. Because, like, I mean, we've all done that, right? That actually does take a little bit of dexterity. That is not necessarily the easiest thing you can do. So this was, in fact, a robot being controlled by a man behind a curtain, and it was working. It was working fantastic. Now, getting the robot to have a good connection at the Consumer Electronics Show, where you have tens of thousands of people, all of whom have wireless devices in their pockets that are constantly connected, is no small feat itself. That alone is impressive. Getting anything electronic to work, getting anything that runs off Wi-Fi to work in CES is already in like a high bar. But sending and being able to send enough information data back and forth to have this thing completely remotely controlled. Very impressive. I gotta say, this was a really good product. This was a really good display, presentation, and I think that they should go with it. I genuinely am excited to see what that can do, because that sort of remote-controlled AI, that sort of remote connection... Oh, and I should clarify, there is no There is no actual cord that goes across that aisle. Their cords don't go outside the booth, so they are connecting through Wi-Fi. That sort of connectivity is very impressive. All the cables on the ground are going from the robot into a computer that is managing the input data. And then sending that information back to the other person in a low enough latency at a congested enough location. I'm impressed. I am genuinely impressed with what they had. Honestly, this might be the most impressive robot I saw. VR robot control opens so many opportunities for safer work and work for disabled people. It absolutely does. Absolutely 100% does. And this is why I love CES. This right here is a great example of why I love CES. This right here is a fantastic example of the cool things that CES is for. It's innovations. It's things that it's creating science fiction, right? It's creating ideas and concepts that you never would have realized the world is better for, and showing them off. Not all these are marketable things, right? We've seen a couple things before that are cool but don't really sell. We've seen things before that are purely sales driven, that like semiconductors and stuff that don't really have a lot of innovation. This right here is just a beautiful hybrid of something that is both very beautiful and shiny and exciting. And thank you, Sunken for the shinies. In fact, I appreciate that. I'm going to take one brief moment to get some fresher water than what I have now. I'll be right back, friends. I return triumphantly. Ah. All right. Onwards to glory. What else do we have? What other exciting things do we have? What other beautiful pinnacles of innovation await us? What other beautiful pinnacles of civilization? And we're back. Yep. And we're back to this. And we're back to all this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look. I know Cut the Rope is a good game. The first one was. I've heard the later ones are not, but the original Cut the Rope was a good game. This. You know what this is, friends. You know what this is, right? This is pretty obvious. And look at her face. Look at that smug face. She knows what this is going on here. She's aware of it. This is quite literally just a gaming platform that uses NFTs to store user data. That's it. It uses NFT to give you a personal identifier. That's literally it. This does not do anything. This does not help the end user. That's my biggest complaint. This doesn't actually help the end user. That is my number one complaint about this style of everything, is that this doesn't make the experience better for anybody who is using these products. The existence of the blockchain technology and NFT functionality into a gaming space, into what is effectively an aggregate game platform, does nothing beneficial to the gaming platform. It's just a way of getting people to sign over more venture capital. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. And yes, I drank. Let's move on. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Granny Fit. Okay, you have my attention because what? Okay, so I'm drinking water. I am extraordinarily hydrated because I don't want to destroy my throat while streaming, drinking anything else. That's fair, right? So right here is an avocado. Look at this avocado. Behold, gaze upon the might of this avocado. So what is this? You're gonna say like, okay, granny fit avocado. The heck? This is a ring fit. This is a ring fit exercise device designed for the elderly. Honestly, that's fantastic. That's actually pretty cool. Luna, blockchain in the style of TF2 hats opens the possibility for cross-game content. It doesn't, because there's nothing about blockchain that makes that work in a way that linking to accounts doesn't. They already do. Like if I open up Steam and I try to play. If I open up Steam and I try to play, what is it? It was Fallen Order. It opens an instance of Origin because the two accounts are linked together. There's nothing about an NFT that is going to change how two accounts can link together. NFT doesn't actually open any more options of cross-game content than having a server already does. Anyways. Onwards. This is a ring fit. This is a resistance training and calculating product for the elderly. For the elderly. It actually sounds like a great idea. It actually sounds like a really good idea. It measures your grip strength. It measures your gait speed because with internal senses. If they made a TF3, they could already theoretically transfer your hats. They could already do this to the Steam account. That makes literally... Yes, you're absolutely correct. They could do that. Nothing to do with NFTs, though. They could already do that because we could both be tied to your Steam account, and that would transfer over your hats. There's literally nothing about NFTs that benefits that. That's just having servers. That's just how servers work. Sorry to call you out like this, Luna, but sorry. Anyways. The avocado, yeah, it's avocado shaped. It has a accelerometer, so it measures. So it works as a pedometer, so it measures your step count, your gait speed. It has a software link app that maintains and understands how many, how much exercise you've done. It seems pretty great, and the fact that it's a little avocado. What is a sippy? That's a hydrate redeem. The sippy is a hydrate redeem. Should I make that more clear? I thought it was clear. And yes, every time you hear this, that is me doing a sippy. I just intentionally doing it loud so that people know what's happening. I just did. I literally just did. I think this is a great idea. I think the product genuinely seems fantastic, and I hope that it catches on. It's a ring fit adventure for elderly folk that does not require a Switch. It doesn't require a Nintendo Switch. I see no problems with this. It just seems like a good idea. I have sipped so much more. I have other cool redeems too, you know. Alright. Are you ready for... Are you ready for this? Friends, are you ready for this? I guess... Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know how ready you are, because you're not. I made this my Twitter bio. If you've seen my Twitter bio lately, my Twitter bio proudly states that I am not NFT'd for Metaverse versatility. NFT'd for Metaverse versatility. What does that mean? What are you doing? What? No, not what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? What do you think that you are doing? Because I'm gonna tell you right now that you're not. A digital content marketplace. It's just a marketplace. It is, in fact, just a marketplace. All this is a platform to sell NFTs. That's it. Also, this is the only guy. This guy at this booth, and no one's gonna be surprised at this. He's the only person who I saw the entire time whose mask was beneath their nose. Oh my gosh. NFT'd for Metaverse versatility. What do they even think that means? NFTs are good for the shareholders. No, why? No, don't turn me into a marketable NFT. No! Oh my gosh, I need to get this off my screen before... oh my gosh. I laugh because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. Okay, onwards. We're moving on. We have to move on. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna move on to something cute. We need something cute right now. In our heart, we require cuteness, and that's what I have to you. I have for you right now. Cute thing. Wah. Wah. Actually, let me just do this and add in the other picture here. First of all, look at this. I'm giving you guys a close-up first. Look at this thing. Highlighted message is one of the redeems that's available. This is cat. This is a cat. It's an AI cat. They spent a lot of time and effort trying to get their little cat robot as realistic as possible. Yeah, and it walks around, it mews, it tries to assess your emotional state based on your actions compared to a library of your normal actions, and will try to react accordingly. It will try to cheer you up, it'll try to nuzzle you. It's a companion. It is a full-on AI companion. And the actual software... What? Do you not see the message? No, actually I didn't, because I was looking at my OBS screen. But does it have an iPhone? Ripley, buddy, it is an iPhone. But what if its cat wasn't? Not what if your cat had an iPhone. What if your cat was an iPhone? That's what we're asking today. That's the level of tiers that we're on right now. We're operating here now. This cat eats NFTs. Good. So, this is adorable. It's fantastic. And from what I read about their AI, that's the real selling point. Like, you look at this and you think, okay, the real selling point is that it's a cute little kitty. You know, it's a cute kitty robot. Nah, the real value in this, from what I was seeing, was the technology aspect. Was the idea that this is a cat that assesses your personality and is going to try to make your life better and happier based on your personality. You know, this isn't one of the little electronic store cats that waddles around when you turn it on. This thing will go walk around to its own charger to recharge once in a while. It will walk up to you and nuzzle your leg when it feels like you need this, or if anytime it feels like doing this. This is like the iDog 2.0, kind of, except that this, I think this is their goals to fulfill on some of the promises that the iDog tried to do. All right. I have no idea what Luna. Oh, that was a link. Oh, I was like, what? I thought I was trying to figure out what euphemism for the water closet you were saying that was going to get context flagged. Okay, you're going to there. Okay, got it. Look, I misunderstood. Okay. All right, we are into the final hall now. Oh, we still have a whole bunch to go through. We have a lot to get through today. Oh my gosh. No, this is going to be a long stream. This is going to be a longer stream. And I hope you guys are here for it. I hope you guys are ready for this, because I am. So this is an augmented reality fitness trainer. This dude can see the screen. This is here. And they have it set here so you can see on both sides. And it's giving him a fitness routine. Jump over the block, as you can see here. And it was a full-on fitness routine in AR. I like this idea because it removes the need for... I mean, obviously you need this equipment. Like, obviously you're going to need one of these things. But you don't have to have a ton of equipment to have your workout routine. Now, you could make the argument that you don't need the equipment to do your workout routine anyways, and you'd be right, but this is going to give you a more guided workout routine. This is going to give you a very specific and guided workout routine and tell you how to handle, and tell you how it needs to be handled. And I like that. I like the idea of using this for AR and monitoring your fitness through it. I like it, I like it, I like it. There's not a whole lot more to say. It's just an AR fitness routine program, but I mean, that's still impressive, right? That's still cool. So this right here, Sports Art, the Green Fitness Company. This, I've heard of them before. I've actually seen their works before at previous CESs. What this company does, not just this product, but what this company does, is they make exercise equipment that generates electricity. And I don't mean the exercise equipment powers itself. I mean it generates enough electricity to return power to the electrical grid that actually gives you profit. The electricity that you generate by using this product is returned to the electrical grid and offsets your electrical costs. Isn't that cool? Does it create enough power to be worth it? I mean, compared to none, I would say yes. Are you going to be able to, like, professionally use a rowing machine? No. It's not going to be... I guess it really depends on how you define worth it. In this case, I would define worth it as buying this instead of a regular rowing machine. In which case, yes, absolutely, this is worth it. But if your definition of worth it is profitable, then probably not. Just realistically, probably is not going to be genuinely profitable. But it doesn't need to be profitable to be valuable, right? And and also they're working on selling to fitness centers, so having 60 of these who everybody is using at the same time, well, all of a sudden that is going to be profitable. You know, that is going to actually offset a significant amount of costs. So I'm going to say, in summary, yes. Yes, it is. If you pay 25% extra to the name and the fact that you create minimal amounts, yeah, well, that's fine though. I mean, that's still better than zero. I would argue that's fine. Do you need to? How much do you need to pay off the price to buy it? You're looking at this from the wrong angle. Both of you are. You're looking at this from the angle of capitalism. Can I profit off of this? I think that that's wrong. I think that the better way of looking at this is this a benefit to the world? And is this a better way of doing things? Both of those answers are yes. Especially as they sell and they get better and they make more products. And their last product was a stairs machine that did the same thing. So I think that this is a very cool idea, and I think it's mostly going to be purchased in bulk by fitness centers. You know, I think the bigger goal is for fitness centers that are going to be buying a whole bunch of these things, where that actually genuinely will be generating enough electricity to keep the lights on, perhaps. I don't know that you'll buy this as for your home, but I'm trying to include the logos for all the companies. So if you are wondering where to get one or looking for more information, you should be able to look for it. And if I don't have the logo, I usually have the booth number, which you can look up on the Consumer Electronics Store's website. Put it in the school so schools can spend money on supplies. Honestly, schools or anything that has a workout center. If a school has a workout center, that might be worthwhile. Electric boxing. So this right here is a punching bag. It's not exactly a bag, but what it is a punching game where it tells you what directions to punch, which of that's a human. Yeah, there's a dude there. I wanted to get a picture of it in action, you know. I wanted to take a picture of it with somebody using it. And as I've said before, I don't mind taking pictures of people with masks on. I kind of was hesitant on that before on previous Consumer Electronics shows because I didn't want to be, doxing everybody who was happened to be in my shots. But everyone had masks on, so I don't mind anymore. So what this is it's a boxing game. It tells you where to punch. It also monitors your reflexes and tests your skills for intensity, and it gives you different patterns to box in that are randomized and recorded. Like, that's cool. That's pretty straightforward. Have I heard of chess boxing? Yes, I have. So I think this is a pretty neat thing. I think it's cute. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I like it. I didn't have a chance to try it, but I like the product. I didn't have a chance to try it because there was a line. I didn't have a chance to try it because there was a whole bunch of people who wanted to try it, right? That's actually considered a good thing, I think. Okay. Here we have just another company that's selling exercise equipment. They were showing off new products that are designed for fitness centers, right? These aren't designed for home use. These are designed for fitness centers to buy in bulk. And they give you little games. They gamify it. This one in the center has a Wonder Woman game on it. And you are following in the footsteps of Wonder Woman and trying to match her pace as you're working out. And you can set her pace to whatever difficulty level you want. It's a way of keeping people engaged. It's a way of keeping people engaged with their own exercising. Personally, for me, it's too many screens. If there was like a screen every 3 paces in a exercise center, I don't know how much I would really care about it. But yeah, it's gamifying workout equipment. You can see the rowing machine, you can see the bike, you can see the treadmill, and you can see another stationary bike. I like it. I mean, if this is what it takes to get people... I mean, honestly, this is obviously targeted towards Americans, right? This is targeted towards people who can't go 3 paces without looking at a digital screen. I guess that's true of Canadians, too. Anyways. But this is clearly geared for people who would rather be sitting in front of a TV than working out. And it's trying to give them the TV and workout, except instead of just, working out on a static location... and having to think and use your imagination for a little while, like a monster, you can instead look at Wonder Woman and pace yourself to her pace. I think that's pretty cool. You know what? I could do an aromatherapy redeem. I have a little bottle of cypress essential oil. I'm not, like, huge into essential oils or anything, but once in a while, I just take a deep breath of it, and it's calming and relaxing, and it makes me feel good. I could actually make that redeem out of that. Oh, there's a stretch. I have stretched. Very good. That's what VR is for. Yeah, no, VR exercise is actually fantastic. How about you half the Sippy redeems cost? How about I double it? How about I don't? Zoop. This is a close-up of... this is actually a different individual. This is a different company. But it's roughly the same idea, where you have your own... the difference is that this one you have a training instructor who's cheering you on, as opposed to a cartoon character giving you, giving you a gamification. This is actually just giving you a training instructor, who's reminding you, keep your back straight while pulling and so forth. I might cool down Sippy at some point. I'm not gonna sweat it. I mean, I do drink a lot of water. I mean, it's barely been... Posture check? I already did that. What are you talking about? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't understand things. Hey, Sippy. I have done a Sippy. There. Are you all proud of me? Okay. I have done more Sippies. If that starts hurting my actual YouTube content, I'm gonna remove the redeem entirely, because that's kind of defeats the entire purpose of being on Twitch right now. This right here is a 3D printer. All these products are 3D printed. Honestly, that is nothing terribly impressive. We've seen a lot of 3D printers. We've seen a lot of cool things. The only piece that impressed me was this piece, where the sole of the shoe's sole itself, was 3D printed and actually had an appropriate amount of spring to it. Now, they were showing off a new 3D printer, which is like back here somewhere, that does some cool stuff, but doesn't really do anything inherently new. It just cleans up how it manufacturing processes. But I like this shoe. The shoe is actually the part that impressed me. It's a shoe with a 3D printed sole, which would really cut down on a lot of costs for manufacturing, as well as giving you a lot of options for versatility for design. And I liked it. It's nothing, like I said, it's nothing terribly impressive, but it ain't bad. Now, I was really excited to see Alpine Star here. I was really excited to see... Well, Skunkany, that's the thing, is you can make it whatever size you want because it's 3D printed. So, yes, they would. You must have large feet. So I was really excited to see Alpine Star here. I love Alpine Star. A couple of my pieces of gear are Alpine Star, especially my shoes. I love my shoes. This is, yeah, motorcycle body armor. I was disappointed to see that they didn't really have anything new. They were literally just showing off the new product line. They weren't showing off any big informational data. These are just what they're selling next year. I was hoping there's going to be a new technology, a new feature, a new function, but sadly, no. This is just Alpine Star's new product line. I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. Especially this gray one in the back. I would absolutely wear that. Heck yeah, that thing looks cool. That looks slick. But, meh, it's nothing new or exciting, tragically. It's just Alpine Star showing up and saying, hey, here's our new stuff. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Sure, thanks. They actually have a 3D printer that can print 3D printers. They already have that. I mean, actually, if you're serious about having heard that they're going to have that, I'd like to know the source, because that's not outside of the realm of possibility. We've seen 3D printers a lot. I have seen 3D circuit printers. I have seen 3D printers that can actually print out computer chips and circuit boards. I've seen 3D printers that can actually print in carbon, like they can actually print 3D titanium, they can print 3D interlaced carbon, and you can 3D print obviously any type of plastics or silicones. So yeah, actually a 3D printer that can print 3D printers wouldn't even be that hard. It would just be incredibly inconvenient to try to shove all those components into one thing. So, this is a this is a Teddy Ruxpin. Look, I'm just going to call it what it is. I'm just going to call it what it is. This is a Teddy Ruxpin. It's a soft block with a speaker inside of it that lets kids control when they listen to stories and what stories they want to listen to. It uses the Amiibo technology, the NFCs, not NFTs. It's fine. And yeah, it gives the kid the agency to decide when they want to listen to a thing and what they want to listen to. And they can take whichever toy they have their these little tags on. Near field communication, thank you, that's what it was. They can put their tag on the box, and the box will tell them a story. The box will download the data that's stored in the toy. Baby's first Amiibo. Basically, yeah. You tap the box with your toy. It will give you a story or a song, and you can record it yourself or use pre-made ones. And honestly, it seems like a great kid's toy. No screens, which is good. You want to have a certain amount of screen time. The tag contains the entire story. There was another one I saw, but I didn't take a picture of it. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna quickly try and Google this. Yoto. There's another one. There's another one called Yoto. that does this very similar thing, except it uses card systems instead of the NFCs. And the NFCs is a lot better because that way the kid associates the story time with the toy. So for something like, a story about a toy, that's a great idea. Plus you have the option for marketing tie-ins. You can tie in official story links on certain products. I like this. I think this is a good idea for kids. All right. We had another one of these. This is a different type of cursed. This is a different type of curse. This is cursed, but in a different way. So one thing that's always been a bugbear is companies at CES selling these chairs. I mentioned it before, but I don't think you guys really appreciated how many of these people there are. These people are not selling the chairs because they're new and innovative. They're selling them because a lot of high-end executives go to these shows. They're not selling these chairs because they want to sell you a product to manufacture. They're selling these chairs to the people who attend CES. They're not selling these chairs because this is the equivalent of... Jeez, I don't know. It's dumb. I don't like it. These are there to sell to people who attend to CES in the same way that you would. It's like the super high-end street vendor. It's not actually there to be a part of CES. It's there to sell to the people who are attending CES, and that bugs me. That bugs me because it goes against the core concept of the convention. It goes against the idea behind CES as an electronics show, as a tech convention. So they pretend that they are fancy, innovative chairs, and it's like it's just another massage chair. They've had these things for 40 years, and well, that's what they're doing. And I wanted to show it because I wanted to yell about it. Oh gosh, these were cool. These hashtag not sponsored yet. These are sec here. So what these are is these are gloves that heat and cool your hands. So the one on the right has basically a ski warmer. You connect it into those two metal components, and it will heat up the area around your wrist and heat up the tendons to make you less likely to sprain or improve your flexibility. Basically, give you warm-ups. It's basically warm-ups for your fingers or for your wrist. And then the other one is stored in the freezer, and is full of cooling packs. And that's really cool, right? That's amazing. It's really neat, and I love it. I think this is a great product. And I talked to the guy for a little while. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And the dude says to me, he says, "Yeah, I mentioned in passing, you play a lot of gaming." And I'm like, "Well, I stream, so yeah, sometimes I'm usually, playing games for about 2 hours a night." And the dude says, "Hey, maybe we'll send you one out to sample." So yeah, hashtag not sponsored yet. Because if he does good on that, I need to reach out to him. But if he does good on that, then I might have some of these and be able to tell you more about him. And the concept is super simple, right? It's just a warming wrap for your wrist and a cooling wrap for your wrist. This is the thing that's been around in sports medicine forever. This concept has been around in sports medicine since ancient gladiators took steam towels and put them around their biceps. But this is just a modern adaptation for it, and I think it's just genuinely brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I look forward to seeing this on the market. People hyped about this. Same. Big same. Ah, wait, went away. Ah, come back. Oh no. Can I get it? Okay, I guess I have to re-add it. Well, it went away forever. Let me try again. There we go. This is an epilator. It's a tiny personal use, it's a tiny personal use laser hair removal device. Usually laser hair removal devices are big clunky things that are on wheels that you put into a room. This is something that an individual can use on themselves. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty impressive, I think. I don't know how well this is going to work. You know, this might work great, this might work terrible. I have the slightest clue. But I haven't heard of any personal use ones. I could be wrong. Maybe there's a whole bunch of them. Maybe that's just a thing that happens. But if it is or if it isn't, I think it's a very good idea. Yeah, just personal hair... Like, let's be honest here. The cost for laser hair removal is pretty bloody high. And being able to do an unlimited amount of body space with a device like this would be well worth it for somebody who is either very hair conscious, for somebody who swims and wants a more permanent solution so that instead of waxing, for somebody who's transgender and wants to use this on literally every inch of their body, for somebody who is just naturally hairy who wants to remove hair that they consider unsightly, for somebody who is there's a dozen reasons why this would be a better solution than paying a professional for a laser hair removal. And I think it looks fantastic. You don't think it would be a good long-term hair... laser hair surgery... laser hair removal is not a very good long-term hair removal solution anyways. Laser hair removal only lasts for, like, a year or so. But this is something that you could keep and still own. So, like, yeah, it might not work as well as some of the bigger ones, but if it works decently, then that alone is going to make it a better value proposition than a large-scale one. I don't know. I think it looks fantastic. It's a little tiny device. Goodbye, language barriers. We have a babblefish. Come on, go. No, wait. Come on. Where's your... This way. No, not that far. Okay, good. I almost lost it. And there we go. This is a universal translator. It translates the words you say into another language that somebody else says. And check it out. Like from Star Trek, yeah. And yes, that is correct, Luna. The only permanent removal is electrolysis. But if something like laser can be used in a reliable and more frequent manner, then that would be an acceptable pivot for a lot of people, because electrolysis is prohibitively expensive. Honestly, I think that it probably could translate into Klingon. Real talk? I see no reason why this wouldn't be compatible with fantasy languages as well if they actually have voice packs, and Klingon is established enough that it probably has a voice pack. So what is this? It's a little babblefish that you put on your ear, and you can set it up to translate languages into you. Yeah, Klingon is a completely developed language. It's not the only one. There's a whole bunch of them. There's actually there actually is a handful of completely developed language. I mean, conlang, they're called constructed languages. I mean, just off the top of my head, you have Klingon, you have all of the Tolkien ones are conlangs as well. Anyways, so this will translate directly into your ear on the fly what somebody else is saying. And then I believe you can set it to tell you what to speak. So you can have it give you a verbal, phonetic description of what to say back and how to say it. I think that's awesome. It's beautiful, because language barriers, I mean, we're kind of like at the point of as a civilization where we have enough stuff across the entire planet that we should be able to start getting rid of language barriers in general, right? Like, language barriers should become a thing of the past. So this right here, why can't we all speak in English? Because some people aren't native speaking English. I mean, there's more people who speak Mandarin Chinese than who speak English. The question there is, why would English be the answer? And by and large, it is. In most international business, English is the default language. But English is easier to learn. That is absolute hogwash, and you could not be more wrong. English is an incredibly difficult language to learn if you're not a native speaker. That right there is the kind of thing that somebody who has only learned English says. That's just explicitly wrong. English is a very difficult language to learn if you do not already speak Romance languages or are native to it. Okay, yeah, German is very similar to English. Okay, that makes sense for you then. English and German are very similar languages. So this here is a company that is entirely based on moving. Okay, you know what I mean by. Okay, if you don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, friend. This right here is a company whose entire business model is taking ocean trash, breaking it down into component plastics, and then recycling those component plastics, and then making new products out of them. There's a lot of similar design things like that. So, no, a sippy. This is not inherently a unique concept, right? This is not a unique idea. This is just the general workflow of recycling in general, right? But the difference here is that they are trying to do it all in one place. They're trying to take out the middleman, because there's a lot of transportation. People don't realize this, but materials that are made from entirely recycled products are usually sent across 4 different continents to do so. You recycle something in North America, and it gets sent for processing to component parts to probably mainland China, and then it'll be taken from there and bought as basic recycled material, which will be brought to wherever, Sweden or Taiwan or wherever whoever's buying. Actually, probably a lot of Taiwan and Japan. And then they make the final product. So this streamlines the entire concept. And I hope they do well. Yeah, as somebody who knows Latin, there's a bunch of languages I can look at and just get a general concept on. Here we have Ski Helmet Bluetooth. I was surprised that this is not something that's already very common. I would have thought that it was. I mean, I personally just put in a Bluetooth headset when I'm skiing, and I don't wear a helmet because... Anyways, I just don't. I don't ski with a helmet on. But this is just a comm system. It's a comm system for skiers. These have existed for motorcycles for a long time. These have been around, the general concept of this has been around for a very long time. And I like this idea. It's just giving you a direct link to somebody else so that you can talk with somebody else who's on the same hill. It's not as tight, and it's not on as prohibitive to as a headset is, because a headset's going to block out a lot of the ambient noise, right? A headset is going to go over your ears and block out much of the ambient noise, or it's going to go in your ear for earbuds, and it's going to be blocking out ambient noise. This goes next to your ear, and you can still hear the world. You can still hear the area around you. And I think that's a cool idea. I like this concept. Alright, so I want someone to tell me exactly what kids product needs to be on the cloud. Pick a kids product. I just want to see if anybody gets this in one. Throw down a kids product that deserves to be cloud networked. None. Fair. What about a toothbrush? What about a cloud-connected toothbrush? Because really, why wouldn't you have a connected oral care system, right? Isn't that just optimal? Isn't that the best way to brush your teeth? With a fully networked toothbrush? Yo, can we talk about this line right here? Like, hold on, let me zoom this in. Can we talk about this right here? This app actually allows the parents to adjust the allowance based on how well the kid brushes their teeth. This kid is getting demerits. This kid has lost 15 bucks of it. Wait a minute, this kid's getting 60 bucks a week in allowance? Whoa! Excuse me? Sorry, I just, no, whoa, okay, let's deconstruct this. Let's talk about this, alright? I want to talk about this. You got 40? I got a $5. Okay. Okay. Look. You guys are getting paid? 40 a month? Okay. So this is a connected oral care system, because that's needed to be. Better brushing habits by what does it calculate? What's it calculating here? It's calculating brush duration and brush count. So it calculates how many brushes they do and how long they are brushing for. It's what kind of 1% of kid gets 60 a week? I don't. Apparently, the one who gets a cloud connected toothbrush, that's for heckin' sure. Right? Like, okay. Like 14 brush counts at an average of 120 seconds? Okay. Also, pro tip, try brushing for a little longer. Yeah, why not? See him posted millennial spending chart? Yeah. I remember seeing that. I mean, I'm not a millennial, but like I do remember calling that out. Okay. At least it's not an NFT, right? At least it's not an NFT. So you know what? Sure, if some posh kid wants to have a cyber toothbrush, fine. If I'm getting paid to brush my teeth for longer, done. You know what? I'm in. I guess I can't even naysay that. I can't even really decline that offer. So who wants to go in to the magic flying cleaner cage? Who wants to go 1v1 versus the world's first flying air cleaner? Do you dare enter? Do you dare enter the magic cleaner cage? 2 robots enter, and 2 leave because they don't actually fight. What it is it's a drone. It's a flying drone that has an air purifier on the quad settings. So it's a flying drone that cleans the air around while it's flying. That's all. That's really all it is. That's all it do. That is what it do. It's a drone that cleanses the air. And honestly, that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It seems a bit ostentatious to me to do it on a flying one, but I don't actually see anything wrong with it, right? It's just a drone that can clean the air while moving the air. Just get an air purifier. I mean, that's what it is. It is an air purifier. That's literally what it is it is an air purifier. I mean, sure, I guess. It's not hurting anything. Oh boy, oh, we got another fun one coming up. We got another fun one right here. This is the same as the chairs. These are always here every CES. This kid's making 40 bucks an hour brushing their teeth? Gosh. Want that for a living. So these are another thing that's always at CES. These are... I call them wiggle boards. Oh, we sipping? We sipping. Okay. Okay, I have sipping. Alright. These are at every CES. What it is it's a wiggle board. I don't know what else is called. I don't know what it's supposed to be called, but I call it a wiggle board, and we're going off that for now. That's just what it is. That's just what it be. You stand on it and it wiggles you. You stand on it and it wiggles you. Okay? Look. It vibrates back and forth, and that's it. You know what? That's it. That's all it does. I can't say anything else that it does, because that's all it does. You stand on it, the board vibrates back and forth, and you can build muscle by standing on it. These are being sold to people at CES. These are not looking for distributors or creating new innovations or pushing exciting projects to market. This is the pear wiggler. This is the human wiggler. Hold on. This does not deserve a dramatic reading, but I'm doing it anyways. Benefits include burning fat, losing weight, building muscle, toning and tightening skin, reducing back pain, lower blood pressure, improve circulation, restore balance, increase flexibility, increase of adult timing function, increase metabolism, build bone mass, reduce joint pain, strength building, cellulite reduction, accelerated weight loss, reduce stress, and burn calories. I mean, that's quite the list. I don't think it does any of these things on itself, but you know what? Sure. Just wiggle away the pounds, I guess. What if you had some lasers pointed at your head, though? This is a cap that is designed to help hair regrowth. It doesn't prevent hair loss. It prevents what? No. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about one thing here. You see this FDA cleared thing? You see where it says here FDA cleared? That means that you're allowed to use it. That means that it's legal to sell. That does not mean that it works. That does not mean that it works for any sort of treatment or at all. All FDA cleared it means is that you are allowed to sell it legally. That's it. So let's get that out of the way first. What it does is it uses infrared radiation, which in the business is known as heat. It uses heat. It warms up your head. It warms up your brain head. That's all it does. It warms up your head and shoots red light at it to try to stimulate growth and increase the amount of blood flow to the area. And you know what? Maybe that works. I don't know. I don't need it. So I have no idea. But if somebody wants to buy this and somebody wants to sell this as a hair prevention thingy, you know what? Go for it. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work out for you. Maybe that's a thing that I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I genuinely don't. There were a lot of e-bikes, though, which I think are awesome. I think e-bikes are fantastic. This is honestly one of my favorites at the show. This one here. It has a range of 100 kilometers. It has a top speed of 30 kilometers, which is actually not bad, right? Yeah. It still has pedals, so it still functions as a pedal bike. It's just nice. It's just a nice bike. It's a step-through bike, so you don't have to worry about, inconveniencing yourself. The only thing it doesn't have is a baggage rack on the back. I would argue that it should have a baggage rack on the back too, but I'd probably install one aftermarket if I got it. Yeah, it's just a rock solid e-bike. Okay, okay? You ready for some deja vu? Are you ready for a little bit of just a little bit? We're gonna just a little deja vu here, okay? What if you had an iPhone for your cat? That's right, there are not one, but there are two separate cat iPhones available here. This tag has basically the same functionality as the previous one, allowing you to track your cat's locations, monitor their activity, and their heart rate and health. It's another cat iPhone. So like, It's not an isolated incident. There are multiple people and multiple companies making cat iPhones. Literally 1984 for cats. Yes. This is the world that we're gonna be living in, where cats. I don't know what to say here. I mean, again, if this is what you it's fine. This is not hurting anyone. If this information is valuable to you, if your cat has a condition or has some reason to be needing to be monitored, you know what? Sure, go for it. I have no problem with this product existing at all. I genuinely don't. It's strange to me, but I'm cool with it. If you want an iPhone for your cat, and you and your cat are both cool with this, sure, go for it. I don't know. I just don't even. I do not actually even know. Okay, but Cyber T-Ball, anyone? Anybody up for Cyber T-Ball? It's like T-Ball, except there's a screen in front of you, and your strike transitions into the game world. The strike that you make... Okay, I shouldn't say strike, because strike actually means something in baseball. Your hit actually translates into the video game world, so you can see how it does. This, yeah, I'm with you, Tuzzy. I've seen this before. I've seen this before for golf. I haven't seen one for baseball before, but they've had these for golf to check your swings for a long time. So I get the idea that this is more being placed here for people to try out, get people to pay attention to their company. That's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing too exciting. This is kind of cool, though. This right here is a this right here is a very nice rack. This has these straps here, and these straps give a consistent tension. If you think about most exercise straps, they're inconsistent, right? Like, the beginning of the pull is going to have a different resistance than the end of the pull. The beginning of the motion is going to have a different resistance than halfway through it. Just because you're using elastics, and elastics stretch, and the farther the elastic is stretched out, that means that it's going to have a different tensile strength. It's going to have a different amount of resistance. And this keeps a steady resistance the entire time through. It's fantastic. It's really cool. So I have a bad rotator cuff. I think I've mentioned this before. But my shoulder occasionally goes out of socket, and I've had to do physical therapy. And if I'm being honest with myself, I need to go do more physical therapy. I need to go back to another doctor for it because last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, it dislocated in an incredibly painful way, and I was literally on the ground crying for an hour until I had to reset it myself. I had to actually die hard it back in. So I have a bad shoulder, and the training straps don't actually do a whole lot for me. Like, they don't do a great job. But this would actually would. I'm not going to be buying this entire hecking thing, but I love the concept of it. I love the idea of it. I love that this thing exists. I love that this thing is a thing that exists, frankly. So, yeah, it's hard to sell, though, right? Like, it's difficult to sell somebody on the idea that it's constant tension without having them try it. And it's going to be hard for me to describe it to you guys, because all I'm saying is the word constant tension and comparing it to pulling on a rubber band where it gets, the tension, the amount of draw strength is changed the farther you have to pull it. That's hard to sell because it's difficult to understand on it from a verbal level, but having tried it, it tries out very nicely. It works very neatly, and I think it's a fantastic product. There's an old adage, there's an old story about selling products that originated in the, originated for TVs. It's about selling high-definition televisions, and the question is, how do you advertise an HD TV? How do you advertise a high-definition television to somebody who's looking at the ad on a standard-definition television? How do you sell a 4K TV to somebody who is watching an ad on their phone? Like, you can't, really. I mean, you can, you have to. You need to find a way. But at the beginning of the day, you have the problem of not being able to show off your product, right? You can't actually show what your product does well. You can't actually show off what's so interesting about your product because it's just simply impossible. It just simply does not work that way because it's so difficult to understand. I think that this is a great product. I think this rack is just genuinely a great rack for exercise and for movement, and I hope that more people try this out because you have to try it out to understand why it's valuable. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You guys are making me get more water in a second. Alright, I'm going to put this next thing on screen. And I want you guys to, while I'm getting some more fluids, while I'm grabbing that, I want you guys to tell me what you think this product is. I'm actually putting that there so it covers things up. I want you guys to tell me what you think this product is. Okay, what do we got? Sapphire gets it in one. This is a hairdryer. I forgot to hit the add button. Oh, well, whatever. This is a hairdryer. Yeah, it's a hairdryer. It's just a different design of a hairdryer that's supposed to work without drying out your hair. The idea of this hairdryer is that it does not dry out the hair, and I don't know how that works. I just genuinely don't. Because hairdryers dry your hair because warmer air has the potential to pull moisture out of other things, right? The simple act of heating air just burns it off. The simple act of heating air causes the air to have a higher capacity for moisture, and the higher capacity for moisture means that the air is going to be drawing more moisture out of whatever it's going through, and drying. Yeah, so anything that dries your hair is going to dry out your hair. You see what I'm saying? Anything that dries your hair is going to also dry it out, and this is supposed to keep your hair internally moist. It's going to keep the moisture inside of your hair while drying it off as well. I don't know how it works, but it sounds cool as heck. Dries your hair by lasering it off. No hair is no wet. Worked for me, I guess. Oh, this. If you okay. Do you guys want to see a sci-fi dystopia picture? You guys ready for the future? Are you guys ready for this? This is the world we're moving towards. Look at this. Look at what's going on here. Just take this in. Take in this scene. Just absorb what's going on here. Yep, it's teeth whitening. This is, in fact, a externalized teeth whitening system that shoots lasers. I mean, that shoots UV light at your teeth. I don't know. This seems off to me. Something about this is incredibly off-putting. I can't even put my finger on it. I can't even exactly say why. But this picture makes me uncomfortable. We're moving on. I just want this off my screen. We're moving on. We're done here. We got to keep going. Okay. Here are the Innovation Awards Showcase. These are the winners. These are some of the best innovation winners that they had. I don't have pictures of everything in here, because some of them just didn't come out, and some of them are in glass cases that accidentally doxed me. But let's see where we have things. Many of these I've also already taken, I've already talked about it because these are all things at other locations. But yeah, there's one picture I had to toss out because it literally had my name badge in the reflection. It's like, whoops. This is a smart dog collar. Yep, it's a smart dog collar. This is your iPhone for dogs. The Smart Collar is the advanced biometric monitoring collar that keeps your dog healthy and safe. Featuring a long battery life and precision GPS tracking, it makes it easy to locate if they go missing. For the first time, thanks to continuous observation of respiration and heart rate, it's possible to keep a close eye on dogs with existing heart conditions. Detect diseases with early and life-seeking preventative treatments for man's best friend. Its cutting-edge, lightweight, low-power sensors are enhanced with deep neural networks for accurate analysis, making it possible to alert the owner of abnormal behavior or concerning vitals. Okay, sure. Yeah, why not? You know what? I'm sold. What can I say? I'm just sold. It just sounds like a good idea at this point. I'm completely sold. I've decided it's a good idea, and I'm going to get one. That's just all it boils down to. I apparently need one. Oh yeah, that's the one that I couldn't show. It's a smart faucet. It's a faucet for a smart home that has a gesture control sensor underneath it. So you can increase and decrease the temperature, you can adjust the flow with hand motions. Honestly, that's a good idea. How many times have you had your hand completely covered in lard or completely coated in almond flour, and it's like, I need to turn on the faucet, but I really, really don't want to touch the faucet because I'm not going to be cleaning the faucet today. And this is what it does. Oh, you can have a sippy. And another sippy. You can set presets for common commands and request exact temperatures and measurements for water. Honestly, sounds kind of cool. Don't hate it. Yeah, don't spend all your currency on drinks. So this right here is when I realized I had to take pictures at an angle. It's a fitness management system that uses, whatever. It vibrates and transmits the vibrations into the user while they're doing their yoga or other workout stuff. So it actually vibrates your skin and your muscles tissue, which is kind of cool. People sitting in a circle around a kobold with a water bottle. Everyone throws money at the kobold and cheers when the kobold drinks. Honestly, yeah, no, yeah, that's the situation, right? Yeah. So at its base level, this is just a exercise mat that helps you exercise by helping move your muscles that might not be otherwise moving in parts of the exercise you're doing. It seems like a cool idea. No complaints. let's see, there was a easy read monitor that the picture didn't show up well because I had to take the picture through glass, and the monitor was just on display, so it wasn't actually being presented, so that wasn't actually useful. Let me see. Yeah. I kind of want to rapid fire the winner stuff because this is stuff that's going to have the most coverage elsewhere on the internet. You know? So this is a surgical training device. What it does is it records the surgeon's actions so that other devices in the future could make can recreate them. Honestly, great. More surgical precision, always a good idea. More surgical education, fantastic. I don't know why this is here. But there was a Victrola here. We have, oh, let me zoom in. Okay. Revolution Go, the world's first truly portable, rechargeable Bluetooth record player that allows users to create music memories wherever they call home. Vinyl lovers can now experience their favorite albums cord-free thanks to Revolution Go's built-in rechargeable battery that boosts up to 12 hours of continuous use. The record player's premium Bluetooth speaker features stereo sound and a passive bass radiator, an anti-vibration enclosure to ensure deep bass and crystal clear audio without the worries of a record skipping. Revolution Go features ultimate portability due to their folding handle and guitar strap for over-the-shoulder, hands-free travel. That's right, we have a tech convention, Consumer Electronics Show, and somebody has... And somebody had put in a record player. Somebody put in a record player in the year 2022 at the consumer. Okay, you know what? Sure. It's honestly, it seems fine. Seems like a cool record player. And I guess it really is an innovation, but it's strange to see. It's just weird, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just weird. Here we go. This is the next one up. Records have been around since you were not living. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, Tuzzy. I'm 120 years old. When were records invented? Yeah, no. Yeah, speak for yourself then. All right. Here we have drives. Here we have flash drives and RAM. Honestly, these seem good. They're very fast. They seem like they're going to have good read and write speeds. And if they're reliable, I would gladly buy my memory from this company. A lot of memory is dominated by monopoly. It's difficult to get. To remember wax cylinders? Not really. I was really young when wax cylinders were around. There's more records I remember a lot of though. Honestly, if these end up being good, good quality as it looks like they are on paper, I'd be fine with buying these. And I genuinely think that it's a great idea to have more people. Because right now it's Crucial, Corsair, G-Skill. And that's about it for major RAM manufacturers, isn't it? Like, it's just kind of those three. And this looks like it's the gamer equivalent of an OEM RAM sale. And I like this idea. Yeah, G-Skill, yeah. Also, the name Anaconda, like that's kind of cool, right? Anaconda, that's a cute name. Look, I'm a simple kobold. Anaconda, it's a pun. Pun. It's a pun. You gotta respect puns. You have to respect the puns. Puns are good. Look, puns are just objectively funny. Puns are the best form of humor, period. And they named their company Anaconda. I am here for it. I am here for it. Look, Look. So here is a company. Really seems jaded. True. Here's a company that is adding their aftermarket haptic feedbacks. They're actually taking intentionally the stock controllers for the Xbox and putting in PS5 quality vibration. In this case, they're using a sound vibration system so that in addition to the actual rumble settings on the controller, it also gives you functionally a subwoofer. It gives you a bit of a bass audio style rumble for games that is entirely hardware controlled, that does not require the game to have any APIs for vibration systems at all. A game can have absolutely no information about your controller or about the software or about the hardware. Nothing can be about rumble. It can be a completely non-rumble based game. It could be a bloody Super Nintendo game. And this will give you audio-based vibration subwoofer style rumble on your controller. And that's pretty cool. That is a very nice little function. I like it. I don't know how many people are going to tear apart the controllers just to add this feature, but it seems like a good idea. And I can see a lot of people buying the new controllers with these in them. I can see this being sold to people, you know? You might not go through this company. You might not be going and buying the parts from the company, but there will be controllers in the future that have these functions in them that this company made. And I like that. I think this is a good product. Honestly, I might buy one myself and install it myself just because I have the skill to do it, so I kind of want to see how it goes. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. They had it installed in a mouse. They had a mouse that had a little bit of subwoofer style rumble in it. Just kind of vibrating with, they had the car game here and it was rumbling with the engine. It's like, that's actually really cool. It felt good on the hand because your hand is your input device, right? Your hand is what you're holding on, touching to experience the game world. And experiencing the game world with a little bit of rumble felt nice. Rumble isn't always necessary and some people don't like it, and that's fine. But in situations, it can add a lot to the depth of a game. It can add a lot to your experience of the game. If you, Jade the sticker sheet, if you, throw. Does that mean they've been jaded? True. Yeah, the Ko-fi store down here does have a couple of pieces of merch if anybody is interested. And a way to donate to me directly. Beffrey Jesus takes part of any Twitch subscription, which is still wonderful, and I still hope you guys do, and I still hope that you guys use your free Amazon Prime subscription, because if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to one VTuber every month completely for free, for no additional cost to you. It's literally printing money. Anyways, that's enough of that. Are you gonna make me sick for doing that? That's fair. That's fair. Okay, where was I? I was here. What is this? What's going on here? What are they selling? What are they selling? What are you selling here? I see pictures of half-dressed people. I see weird statues. But what are they selling? Go ahead and guess. Go ahead and guess. We have statues of not actually deer. We have half-naked people. The product is called Prinker, which honestly is just fun to say. Though it kind of sounds like something I would be demonetized for saying, doesn't it? I don't know. But what do you think this product is? What do you think this product is specifically? What do you got? Anybody? Is printer the only idea? Okay, but what's a printer for? Okay, I'll give that to you. I'll give that to you for free. Hello, Goliath. How are you doing? I'll give that to you for free. It's a printer, but what is the printer for? What is this printer intended for? What is the goals? What is the destiny? What is the hopes and dreams? A naked people printer. I don't think that those are allowed yet. What is this printer for? What do you think? This is a printer for temporary tattoos. You can print temporary tattoos. High quality temporary tattoos. Basically an upgrade over the kind you would get in a quarter machine when you were younger. I assume that that's a relevant piece of information that kids these days still recognize. Hello, Goliath. How do you do? Are you doing good? Are you glad to see me, Goliath? Are you happy? You good key. Anyways, this prints high quality temporary tattoos. I'm not sure what to make of this. I'm really not. I think that the booth layout is comically bad because it doesn't really make it clear what they're selling, what they're trying to present, rather, what they're showing to the world. I don't really understand what they're showing to the world on the whole. But the product itself seems fine. If you have a store that does henna tattoos, or if you do a store that does regular tattoos that people want to try on before they make permanent on their body, if you have a store that just has a booth in a amusement park, for example, and you want to make temporary tattoos that people can make for... yeah, that people make for themselves, these are all fine. It seems good. I'm okay with it. I don't know why it has deer. I don't know why you needed these very nice pictures. I don't know, like, the only hint is the name, right? The only hint at what it is the name. It's Mississippi. I don't know. Cool product, fine. I'm fine with it existing. It's just really weird the way that we wanted to present themselves to the world. It's mostly the deer. The deer is really what confuses me the most. I don't know what the deer are here for. I don't know why the deers are there. It confuses me. It confuses me so much. It confuses me almost as much as I'm so confused about why people are watching without having hit the follow and subscribe buttons. I mean, the buttons are right there. Okay. Okay. A completely connected pet lifestyle. I need my 2.0 model so I can actually facepalm. When I get my 2.0 model, I'll actually be able to facepalm live on camera. Oh my gosh! No, these are smart dog collars. These are the smart dog collars that I alluded to earlier. It's a shock-free wireless fence system. Goliath, what are you? Oh, are you? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you can do that, Goliath. You're being okay. Goliath is playing with a cord, but it's not a cord that's currently connected to my stream, so it's okay. This, if your dog goes near a border, instead of smashing them, instead of just electrically zodding them, it tells them to go away, or it gives a noise that is a deterrent to tell them to stop doing things. It honestly seems fine. It also has all those other options with the GPS and the health tracking. And can we just go back and talk about a completely connected pet lifestyle line, because that's really ridiculous. It's silly. The product's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a more humane shock collar for someone who has a large area, and you don't need to have something embedded in the ground like with most invisible fences, which would be very valuable for someone with a large property. Sorry about that. For somebody with a very large property, that is going to be much more effective. Alright, we are in the home stretch. We're in the home stretch now. We have another 26. Oh my goodness. It's a long stream. Gosh. But I'm having a good time, so it's okay. So this is one of the cooler things I saw. This is the proposed interior for a self-driving car. And I love this. I absolutely adore this. Look at it. Look at the design. It's a self-driving car, and inside the car, instead of being separated into different segmented sitting positions like you normally have, you can lean back. You can relax. This car is self-driving, so you don't need to be pinned at the front of the car staring out the windshield. You can be sitting back and having a table with a laptop on it. Imagine if you have an hour drive to work and you have this table and you can just put your laptop on it and get an hour's worth of work done on your way to the office. Imagine if you are getting some food and you can just have lunch in the car while you're going from point A to point B while you're living your life. It makes being in a car no longer a dead activity. It makes being in a car no longer a dead activity where you can't do anything because everything you have to do has to be related to the being in a car. It takes away the restriction of existing in a car. And to me, that's incredibly valuable. Yeah, you could nap. If the car is completely self-driving, you could just kick back and nap. I mean, I think the turf on the ground is silly, right? Like, we can agree that the little bit of AstroTurf on the ground is kind of absurd, but you could just put a 1-inch thick futon mattress cut out here and curl up on the ground of your car. People will be confused when they see your car going by with apparently nobody in it, but I'd be fine with that. They have a really high quality audio system in here. Honestly, that was kind of one of the big selling points, but I would not get too relaxed in that. I would get exactly relaxed in that enough. It'd be beautiful. I want it. I want this. This would make me like cars. Because right now I'm all about, I ride a motorcycle if I have to go somewhere. And if it's too cold, I don't go places. But this would make me want a car if this was what the interior was like. Like, it's beautiful. It's fantastic. I want this to be the product that exists. Oh, this. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my goodness, this next one is actually kind of huge. And as usual, the picture is huge too. Look at this camera, friends. Look at this camera. This is an 8K camera. This is a 8K camera with all of the functionality that you would expect out of a high-end both photo or video camera. They had one of these pointing at the show floor, and you could see everything. You could see the world. You could see in 8K streaming. That's right, 8K streaming off this thing. It was incredible. It was beautiful. It was good quality. And it was $3 kilodollars. That's it. This was a $3,000 camera for full 8K with video recording on it. That's cheap. That's super, super cheap. It was just staggeringly cheap for the quality and for the everything that it does. Just incredible. Like, honestly, yeah, real talk, like, that's ridiculously cheap for a camera. And the lens uses any standard camera lenses, so you can put all of your photography lenses and just on it. It just works. It's just compatible. They have features and they have upgrade options, of course, but like, that's their goal. Their goal is not to make the best camera in the world. Their goal is to make an affordable best camera in the world. Because it's still an 8K camera, right? It's still a best camera in the world. Their goal is to make it affordable, and they succeeded. That was real hype. That was super, super hype. Pa. I don't remember what these people are selling. I genuinely don't. I haven't the slightest clue. I think it was a semiconductor company. I think they were selling semiconductors and connectors, stuff like that. I just got sent at the girl with the glasses. Real talk. I saw that girl. The CP. I saw the girl with the glasses in the artwork there. And it's like, I gotta take a picture of this. This is amazing. This is incredible, actually. I love it. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care what you're selling. I want one. I want that product. Regardless. It's okay. Well, you can move on. It's not actually it. Okay. Oh yeah, yes. Okay, that's what it was. It is in fact connectors. Cybercorn girl. If I recorded without a VTuber model, I would get these. Look at these. These are cool. They're LED lights with visual effects, and the whole 9 yards. You have the LED strips. You have the speaker. These things on the side, which are creating LED effects on the wall. They can both cycle through colors. They can be set to be a visual equalizer for the audio to show you just give you some cool video effects with it. Honestly, everything about them looks great. And they were pretty reasonably priced, too. These were not that expensive. Like, these were... I want to say they were only asking for, like, 79 US for these components here, and, like, 60 for the big strips. Like, that's not bad. It's not terrible for all the features that they had. It just seems cool. It's just cool. It's not... Yeah, it's fine. It's just cool. I like it. Ah, yes. This one is actually pretty hype. Like, to their target audience, to the right audience, this is hype. 79 for some Glory Boys, yeah. This is a cool robot here. This robot actually rules. So this robot here... is... an industrial style robot. It's the kind of robot that can pick up components off of a shelf and load them into a carrier and navigate around an environment. But it's designed for accessibility. It's a warehouse style robot that's designed for end users and living spaces. It's designed for people who have mobility issues or lifting issues or weightlifting restrictions or so on. This thing can actually go up to a compatible fridge and grab whatever you tell it to, whatever you have programmed in there. So it can grab you a drink, or it can grab your entire meal. It also has a cubby. You can see it here. It has a cubby inside of it for you to put your most used items. And honestly, it's kind of fantastic. If somebody has major mobility issues and is living on their own, this can give them access to parts of their house that they would otherwise be blocked off from. It raises up on hydraulics, as you can see here. And as long as you put your stuff onto trays, like look at this tray here. Do you see this tray? You put your things onto those trays, and then you put those trays in your shelves, and then the robot can lift up and grab any tray in the entire building. This gives somebody who is in a wheelchair access to their cupboards. That's a big deal. That kind of accessibility and the ability to actually access all of the things that a normal person would have in their house with when you are in a restricted state, when you are unable to access them, that's phenomenal. No, Tuzzy, it's not for laziness, it's for accessibility. It's for somebody who can't walk. You could be bedridden and still have access to your own food, frankly. You could be bedridden and instead of having a dedicated caregiver around the clock, have a robot that could get you food from the fridge. There will be lazy people using this? Possibly. Maybe. But I'm fine with that. If a lazy person can afford this, then more power to them. The real value here is for medical care, I think. The real value here is for medical care. This is a medical support device for accessibility. And I think in that context, it'll work extremely well. Like, yeah, the WALL-E future is good to joke about, but at the same time, there are people who need accessibility options, and this is that for them. Yeah. Like, if you can stand up and walk around, this product is not intended for you, right? if you can go to the fridge yourself, this product is not targeted towards you. But if you have chronic leg pain and standing up kills you, you might want something like this. Let's see here. So this right here is a good example of much of CES. This guy makes energy harvesting power management chipsets. Yeah, that's cool. It's designed to power small power load devices through movement. I've seen these on watches where the watch charges itself just by you swinging your hands as you walk. I've seen it for bicycles, for people who are adding components so that the bike can charge itself. Any e-bike uses something like this, but this is designed to be micro. These are designed to be super small. A TV remote, as you can see here, a TV remote that never needs new batteries because just picking up the remote once in a while charges the remote. Like, how cool is that, right? How cool is that? It potentially could remove the entire need for externalized battery structures or charging structures on certain types of components. Like, video game controllers, if you don't have a rumble function, could use this and you would have a perpetually charged controller. I mean, just looking around my desk right now, I can see 2 or 3 things that this could work for. Where just like a mouse, like you could reduce the power draw of your mouse by adding in something that is one of these things to harvest power from the movement. I like it. It looks super cool. I see no problems with it whatsoever, and I will sippy. Skunkinator's trying to drown me. Show those in VR controllers and play Beat Saber forever. Unironically, yeah, VR controllers are a fantastic example of something that will need additional charge, but will also be able to get a lot of value out of self-charging through use. Like, you'll never be able to only do that, but that could extend the life cycle of a VR controller from 4 hours to 8 hours or something like that. The first wearable device to predict when you need to go to the bathroom. I mean, cool. Like, that's actually a pretty cool idea. It's a wearable device that goes around your waist that can tell you when you need to go to the bathroom if you have bladder issues. This would mean that somebody who needs adult diapers does not need to wear adult diapers. They can live a normal life without adult diapers and use this to use the water closet when they need it. That's a big deal. Like, putting on an adult diaper is a huge life-changing experience for many elderly individuals, because that is the moment where they lose control, where they feel like they've lost control of their future. That's the moment where an elderly individual will say, I am no longer in control of my life or my body. That's a big deal. I see your argument about how far is this technology accuracy-wise. I don't know. I didn't try it. I couldn't tell you. Skunkinator. I'm gonna assume it's decent, otherwise they wouldn't be trying to, present themselves at the Consumer Electronics Show, TM. But like, but it's a great idea. Like the concept of this is genuinely fantastic. Oh, and neurodiverse people as well. I was thinking about elderly people, but Luna raises a good question. Neurodiverse people who forget or fail to notice the body signals, that's also a very good idea. I had not considered that. Thank you, Luna. Yeah, I think this is a really good idea. I really do. I don't need it. Yeah, I mean, heaven's willing, I'll never need it. But this is still an incredibly useful device for somebody who does, and frankly, I do expect you guys to respect that. You know, you guys need to look beyond your own nose, right? You guys understand that, right? You guys are good. I know you guys are. And I know you guys get it, and you're being sassy, but like, I'm still saying it. So this is a computer cooler. This device here cools down your computer. A lot. Yes, that is frost. Yes, this is reaching a temperature of, I believe it was going down to negative 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in hamburgers, but this can cool down a PCB board down to negative 20 Celsius. That's crazy. That is actual frost on these components, which are actually made to frost. These components are made to frost, in also making and then the water will be disposed of on a separate side. This is awesome. $45C? What? What are you talking about? I don't know what. That doesn't make sense, Tezzy. Frost is not good in a PC, which is why it would be good to have this outside of the PC and drip and having a separate drip zone. I actually talked to the guy who was making these for a while. Oh yeah, 45. Yeah, 45C is next to nothing. Wow, that's low numbers for a PC. Anyways. This is designed to cool computer components, and then the frost will be build for a little while, but then I think it will cycle or something to alternate and drain each one separate. I don't remember, but the general idea is that this rips the heat out of a system, and that's real awesome. That is really neat. Oh yeah, that was one of the use case applications they had for it. Was a laptop cooler. This is a laptop stand. Right here. And then you put your laptop on top of it, and it keeps your laptop cooler than is possible to maintain a laptop normally. A laptop has a kind of like a minimum heat in general, a minimum amount of heat that it makes. Oh, I was off. It goes down to a negative 5 Celsius, which... Hold on. Wait, well, negative 5 Fahrenheit it says. Hold on. What is that in real numbers? Oh yeah, no, I was right. It is negative 20 Celsius. Okay. I got the read on that. Yeah, it cools it down to negative 20 C. Like, that's cool as heck. That's a really, really chilly laptop, right? And for laptops, that you kind of need that amount of cool to really establish what you're trying to get. You're trying to really control the heat management of a laptop. You need to overdo it. You need to go beyond what you expect to need. This is silly. It's kind of... Look. This right here, this component on the table, casts shadows in your house while you're on vacation. This is some Home Alone stuff right here. This is casting shadows inside your house to make it look like you are there. Yeah, exactly. This is a Home Alone stuff. Honestly, it kind of makes sense. I don't know who would buy this. But like, it seems like it would work. You know, if someone's trying to case out a house and they see that it seems occupied, they're more likely to pass it over. So that checks out. You know, I don't actually see a problem with this. It's just kind of sad that it's kind of sad that people would buy it. I guess that's what it boils down to. Next, we have a traditional Japanese house plan. Just soak it in. This is genuinely a traditional Japanese house plan with paper walls and sound breaks and layouts. It's a good house plan. What they are showing here is a carbon-neutral modern house design plan that is inspired and uses the some of the concepts and technologies of the traditional Japanese house. So you have the movable partitions that can be reorganized if you want to reorganize. You could literally reorganize the layout of your house. You have movable storage that can be adjusted and resized as necessary and can be repositioned. You have a layout that allows your for sound breaks and reducing noise pollution from the outside. You have an intermediate zone and a little zen area in the outside, which is good for mental health, for your own ability to exist and be happier. Like, this makes sense. It's also been very popular in architecture lately to look at indigenous designs. Now, traditional Japanese house doesn't necessarily qualify as an indigenous design, but the idea of indigenous architecture and using cooling houses the way that people in what is now modern Arizona, like, I don't remember what tribe that is. One of the Native American tribes, one of the First Nations tribes. Actually, well, First Nations is just okay. It's one of the indigenous tribes. You know, has a very nice cooling systems for keeping their houses nice and temperate in the summer. And modern houses are starting to use those sort of designs in new ways. So the idea here is to encourage people to design their houses in a way that ignores the modern trends of design and instead focuses on the design benefits. It focuses on the design benefits of the past and of different regions, and just takes the best parts of it. And then hello Cupcake. And then they actually had a Zen garden in the convention center. This was in the Sands Convention Center in Las Vegas. They actually had a legit, genuine Japanese garden just sitting there that anybody could go into and decompress in. They actually had that as a, I'm gonna say, a low sensitivity area. Or like for it felt like one of those little rooms where you can sit in if you have anxiety. You know what I mean? And it was really cozy and comfy. So I just went in there and relaxed for a few moments to unwind, because the convention had a billion things going on. And it was a good way to take a quick break. I just took 5 there, silenced my phone, and just genuinely did some meditation and some Kuji-in for meditation. As I'm doing now. All right. Okay. Back to it. We were almost done. We only have... How many more do we have? We only have another 8 things left? If that? Okay. Honestly, everybody needs to decompress. And having an area to do it is a good idea. So this is... Ce n'est pas un Roomba. Okay? Ce n'est pas un Roomba. This is a mop, in fact. These are... So this one is a Roomba, but rather than just having to clean it out every single time, it has a large canister system that lets you... Or this one, rather. This has a large canister system that fills, so you only need to empty the trash once every couple weeks. Only 7 a.m. Oh my gosh. This one is a mop. It has a bucket for good water. Oh, thank you. And it has a bucket for bad water. And the good water, and it uses the good water. It cleans your floors, and then it dumps the used water in the bucket. Cheers, friend. And yeah, the VODs will always be available on YouTube. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of editing on these particular ones, but they will be there. So. That's a great idea. This is great. I love it. It's fantastic. Oh, here's a closer-up picture of... Whoop. Here's a close-up picture of what's going on. So you have the clean water and the dirty water. Or gray water, I guess. I like it. It seems neato. Now we have a new pondering orb. I think I put this one on Twitter. But a new pondering orb dropped. It's a bidet system. It's just a really nice bidet system. But they put this the orb style over it so that you could see it function without, you know, spraying people in the face. But yeah, here's your new pondering orb. It's a bidet system that was at CES. They had a lot of nice bidet systems, actually. They had a good number of them. Here's another company that's also made bidets. Bidets are great. I genuinely don't know how people... I don't know why they're not widely adopted. I genuinely don't. I don't know why you don't have bidets just in every place. Like, you should go get a bidet. Do it. Clean yourself. Clean your butt. They're nice toilets that have built-in bidet functionality. So you push a button, and it'll give you a nozzle to help clean yourself. It's good and healthy. All right, this right here is a sump pump monitoring solution. So what this does is this is going to test your sump pump every 24 hours or so and make sure that it functions. Your sump pump is something that you don't think that you need until everything has gone horrible and you have already needed it. This is something that you don't realize how much you need until it fails and you lose tens of thousands of dollars worth of your basement and requires another $20,000 to repair. This is a thing that is very useful, and many people who have sump pumps don't have. But I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't take a picture of it because of that. I didn't take a picture of it because of the useful quality of the nature. I took a picture because of this guy. I want you guys to take this in. Look at this guy. Look at this lad. Look at the sump pump defender man. Just look at some Wi-Fi headpiece, night vision goggles, comm system setup, shoulder-mounted flashlights, with his cell phone. He's got enough tech, but he still has a cell phone in his hand. Either a cybernetic body or something that's augmented. Big shield, superhero shield in the middle, and a utility belt. Full-on utility belt. Just straight-up legit utility belt. I want you guys just to respect Captain Sump Pump here. Look, if your basement floods, this is the guy that you want to come out and fix your basement, okay? Okay. That's all. Okay, we only have one more thing, but I had to show that. You had to experience it. You understand where I'm coming from. Okay. And finally, we have a chair. This chair is pretty heckin' cool, if I'm being completely honest. So this chair moves. Simply put, this chair moves. It will pivot left and right with the vehicle in the game if the game is programmed to handle that. And if the game's not programmed to handle that, it will actually be able to do that for any first-person game based on the tracking of the game. They had a couple of YouTube videos of someone parasailing, or no, hang gliding, no. The thing where you take parachutes and you keep on going forward as opposed to just dropping down. Where you take parachutes over long distances. I forget what it's called. And it was not made for the chair. It was not made for the technology at all. In fact, quite the opposite. It was just a YouTube video. It was literally just a YouTube video. But it tracked the chair tracked the video. Paragliding. Thank you very much, Desi. It tracked the video and moved the chair with the video. So when I was tilting left in the screen, the chair tilted left with me. That's cool technology. That's cool programming to get the chair to do that. That's awesome. But then for a game that's actually made for it, for a game like Forza, which is what they had set up, where the game itself is actually made to take advantage of this for the 4D technology, it was immaculate. It was incredibly precise, and it worked extremely well. I don't know how much these are going to be. I imagine they're going to be many. But I think they're awesome. I genuinely think that these are fantastic products. And if they ever come down to a reasonable price, or if somebody makes them at a price that's reasonable, I think it would be well worth it. I genuinely do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and for other friends, is CES. That's the stuff that I saw. That's the cool things that I found. And I want to thank all of you for joining me here, because I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for... If you watch this live, thank you for everybody being on Twitch and supporting me here. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you for being on YouTube and supporting me there. Even if you don't support me with, like, you know, Ko-fi or subscriptions or whatever, you're supporting me by watching me. And if you got this far in the video, then you watched me for hours. And I want to thank you for that. Because, well, that means a lot. That alone means a lot. That alone genuinely means a lot to me. Thank you, friends. Cheers.